อ welcome back to the bathroom here in City Hall. And I caught Priya. Priya was in here with the newspaper like I'm gonna be totally low. I think she thought we fell down the toilet. Oh, we got a letter. Oh, and Discord is popping today. We had quite a few new rule changes, so a lot to talk about.
That is addressed to Miss. I am not Miss Kelly. There's something addressed to you.
Okay, thank you.
Did you read that Weasel News article, Kelly?
Mm-mm.
There's just factually untrue stuff about it, man, about the shooting that took place at the post office. There's so many like main facts that are just completely wrong.
Yep. Yep.
It said that 5 of us got gunned down. Like what?
I had really had high hopes for this new news crew. They seemed like go-getters. They were eagerly out in the truck like 24 hours after Marino said that he had gotten a new news crew. But not everyone can be a journalist.
Did they reach out to the mayor's office? To your knowledge?
No, see, I met the John Doyle, so I did give him the tip that there was a shooting at this post office, but it was up to him to do his due diligence and reach out to the sources.
Yeah, but he made it seem like the mayor's office has been doing all this stuff ever since or something, like extending the olive branch. It has like this weird language. I'm like, what is he even talking about?
Yeah, that's how you don't use adjectives, you use quotes.
Ay, caramba.
This my cousin advised me not to read the paper. Yeah, see, I can't read. JJ read it and it was just they need someone who understands news writing. Because as they were saying on JJ's stream, they buried the lead. They started with a soft news opening. They made it sound like what Priya's saying, 5 people got gunned down. You would start like one person in critical care in the ICU after a shooting at the Vespucci post office. Boom. There's your hook. That's what gets people in reading. Yo, who's in the hospital? What do you mean shooting at the PO? That could be someone I care about. That's how you start. And I'm not going to sit here verbally do the whole thing for them, but they should have definitely tried to follow up, get some sources, see if they could FOIA any information from the police department, because Tommy confessed to it, and the other person involved is dead. So this is a closed case. You could try to FOIA that information. You could try to talk to deputies that are involved. See if you can talk to, because we did say council members. Council members were shot at. There's only 8 of them. Go through the line till you find, oh, wait, you were involved. Great, I need a quote. Can I talk to you about this? They did get some leads. Mm-hmm. All right, so Sorry, I still like typing mine on the side. There we go. And his PO is so easy. I love his PO. It reminds me of a video game. Okay, hopefully it's good. There we go. Yeah. See, typo. Repetition. And there we go. Letter sent. So let's just see what we get. Oh, right, and I gotta get back to Rebel about. I don't think that I'll be able to help them by next week. Okay. too many letters.
I'll be back.
Okay. Is this right? I think it is, but something feels weird about the wording here. Why am I butchering this? Oh, I can totally see this becoming a meme now. almost forgot that last bit. Yep, no letter. I'll just wait. Oh, I guess look at the door, right? And let's see if anything happens. Hi, GPV! Sorry, I was butchering letters and reading through clickbait questions, apparently. The hen house is open! Darn, but I'm gonna stay down here. 'Cause mail.
Looks like the hen house is open, so I'm gonna head up there and grab some food for City Hall.
Okay, did you need any money? Yes, because I still did not put that away.
Oh, yeah, I'll just bring back what I don't use.
Okay. We typically don't go over $300.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But just in case, a little extra. You never know.
Perfect. Well... Hey, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I've seemed a little distant recently. I'm kind of going for some stuff. I'm just doing fine overall. So I do want you thinking. I don't know. I'm worried that people are getting the impression I'm giving them the closed shoulder, and I don't intend to. I'm just giving them some.
Oh no, yeah. I just assume that you're busy. Like, you're chief of.
Okay.
Yeah, chief of public defense, councilwoman. Like, I got a lot of stuff I'm tending to as well. So it's just like.
Okay. Oh well, then that's good. I just want to make sure that yeah. It's not yet.
Okay. If you'll be free in about an hour, I was wondering if you'd have time to be on call for representation if somebody needed it. I don't know if Cade Wilder's a conflict.
No, he's technically one of my clients. Wait, is he who I'm representing? Person.
Yeah, if he requested legal counsel, because he has a right to it, and he wanted to come in and make a testimony.
Oh, yeah, no, he's technically one of my clients, so yes, I can definitely represent him.
Okay, because I'll be waiting here for a letter. He says he's not going to be available at the storm, so if not, then obviously it wouldn't be today, but I would let you know and keep you updated on when.
Yeah, send my way. I'll definitely I'll provide him with legal represent.
Okay.
All right. Well, I will go grab that food. I'll be back.
Sweet.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, her job is, like, right now, she is the only person that is holding up the DOJ. The Chief Justice, he's the head of the department. Yeah, employees help hold it up, so. Right now, she stole the backbone they got. Kay Wilder gonna need legal representation when I'm done with him. Y'all know, just being silly. Well, you guys know how I am. Like, this is a stream. This is all what happens, within our minds. So do you guys want the scoop? Rebel Radio pun. Or do you want to just follow along with the RP and see what happens? Because I think for today, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think it's too late. Oh, you like it too long, didn't read? So a quick overview. Kate has come here again, and he has asked for the security position. So he has asked Mayor Hazelwood, he has asked Mayor Marino during his interim term, and now he's asking Mayor Marino again for his full term. He wants the security position, let him know, so this isn't going to be something that's contracted work. You do understand that, right? You'd be paid out of the government's budget. You can't have any felonies on record. Yes, I understand all that. I would like to interview for the position. So, let's not play the runaround anymore. I'm going to tell you strictly what's up. Do you recall an incident where you were security a couple months ago and a government employee died? He's just like, where was this again? Dukes. Oh, yeah, he remembers. That incident is literally the entire reason why you have been rejected from getting a position at City Hall this entire time. The incident, and then what he explained, like, I didn't have anything to do with that. Yes, but it's what you did after. You lied. So if he is willing to go to the LSSD and recount the event in its entirety, then Kelly would be willing to go to Mayor Marino and let him know of this change in events and seriously consider his application. Because right now it's just like, Cade Wilder, reject. I told him what Mayor Hazelwood said. He would rather have 2 security guards he can trust over than like a fleet of them that he can't. Because let's say an incident happens here outside City Hall. That adrenaline story, that's not going to fly here. We need detailed accounts of what happened here, and we need them recounted accurately. So they had a serious conversation. Kate said he understands and he is like deeply sorry for his actions. As he told the deputies, he was in fear for his life. And he feels like that is changed and he would like to have a meeting to set the record straight. So it's just like, okay, I will set that up. So that's why let Amber know, like, if Mr. Wilder, like, will you be available in the next hour? So if he does write back, he's might need, like, legal representation if that's what he wants. That's his right. His lawyer should be there. Make sure he's treated fairly. It's what he's owed. And Kelly wants to be there because we've been down this road once, right? Tommy's like, I'm gonna confess, and then no one says anything new, and it's just like, okay. But other than that, Deputy Mayor stuff, got to talk with Amber, and she had a meeting with Dakota, and the lifeguards are only getting first aid kits, which we are to supply, but it's just like, City Hall is not a medical facility, so I would understand if like Pillbox was supplying them the medical equipment, and then each month we get the bill for it, but it's just like, you're asking a Capitol building to supply them with medical, okay, because we do have like the little supply thing under the sink, but realistically, you would expect a med department to, you know, give the tools to first responders, not go to City Hall to get your government issued first aid kits. Huh? So then she's like, am I missing something else? Because they should have everything that they need to start. So Stephanie can either write the handbook where they're, you know, basically another citizen. They're pulling someone out of the water. They're doing the text RP to stabilize them, and then they're waiting for pillbox to arrive, or they're transporting in their new vans to get them the emergency care that they need at the hospital, because here on the beach, it's not going to cut it. So I gave 2 scenarios. They need tools, and here's a scenario with a surfer. They crash into some rocks, they scrape their foot, they need help getting out of the water. You clean the wound, you wrap the wound, and then they're conscious, so you help get them back up on their feet, and they hobble off. And then scenario 2, they're surfing, they crash into the rocks, they hit their head. So you clean the wound, you wrap it, they're unresponsive throughout the entire process, they're unconscious. Okay, this person, they need medical support. We need to get them to pillbox. There's no getting them back up on their feet. You're getting them in the car and you're transporting. So the same discretion that employees at pillbox have, the lifeguards need it as well. Or else they're just a civilian with band-aids. Like, here's band-aids. Have fun, guys. Be safe. Use your band-aids. Don't let it get to the point where you need to get transported. So Amber's going to reach back out and ask about these tools again, and if the lifeguards can acquire them. If not, why? Is there any kind of training? Like, that would be cool. It's just like, okay, so we want to train on all the new lifeguards to make sure, you know, they understand the level, because if they're going to be a subdivision of us, that's scenario 1. That's why they have to go through Director Dakota to get these tools. They're going to be our subdivision. We want to make sure we are training them properly. Not, yep, you hired on a new lifeguard. They have access to all the tools. They're out there on the beach. They're doing their own thing. It's like, no, if there's any kind of like training or certification that you want these lifeguards to have or pass, kind of like a bar exam. You give them the exam, they fail, well, you can't be a lifeguard. Try again. And if they pass, they get the tools, they're out there, they're patrolling the beaches, they're keeping them safe, and you can trust that they're going to use their discretion appropriately, and they're not going to try to make every person that goes down, yeah, let's just, you know, get them back on their feet and let them walk off into the sunset. It's just like, no, you're genuinely hurt, you're going to the hospital. So if he does not want lifeguards to do that under his command, then lifeguards need to be recognized and established as their own department, and then we need to open up the conversation to get them their own tools. Because it would be the same as the firefighters. We don't want the firefighters. It's just like, okay, so you're a firefighter, but you can't really fight fires. You're a lifeguard, but you can't really guard anyone's life. You can just give them band-aids. And their jurisdiction is solely the beach, and Stephanie gets that. It's just like, if anyone goes down in Little Seoul, we don't go to that. Anyone up north, we don't go to that. Unless we're scheduled for an event, like if someone's having something at Paleto Bay Beach, they got the permit, the state permits to have that event up there, and hello, lifeguards are now an established department. Your department's up there, you at that beach. You're making sure you provide the care that this permit allots these people. So yeah, there's another conversation with Director Dakota, and if they need to be established, then they'll be established, and we'll bring the argument up, like, because it's a small group. They're only watching the beach. This would take nothing away from the EMS, and if anything, it'll work kind of like City Hall. It's very niche. It's very focused. So if you're security at City Hall, you guard City Hall. You stand at that door. You have access control. Let's make sure that they don't have any contraband when they're coming into this building, because we're responsible for the lives in this building. Lifeguards are responsible for the people on that beach. That's it. So some people, they'll still want to switch over to EMS. They're like, we want a little bit more adventure. We want to spread our wings. We want a bigger jurisdiction. So it's just like, it's not threatening your department at all. Because as long as we've had security here and as long as I've worked here, everyone leaves security here to go work at the LSSD. But that option's available for someone who, you know, I don't want to be responsible for the whole state. I like the beach. This is a decent paycheck. Like some people just maybe like Sarah, how she hasn't gotten a job yet. She wants to be a dancer. She wants something that's kind of like light. She doesn't want to work in government. She doesn't want to work for a business, but maybe, you know, like lifeguard duty on the beach, watchtower, give some high tide results. Like, you can really play with the RP over there. So I'm hoping we can get them the equipment because I think lifeguards would be really good. I do. I think that was a good department to get established. Especially as the first one. Especially with like the stop gates that we're running into. So lifeguards, it's a small focus group. It's nothing that the city hasn't seen before. Yes, they could be a subdivision in Pillbox. But there's like nothing new that really needs to be introduced. They just need cars and kits. But from what Stephanie said, like, she could operate without it. It's just, they're virtually ineffective. Like in non-life-threatening incidents, it's like there's nothing we can do for you. Which is kind of sad when you're leading a department like that. It's just like, all that what they look forward to each and every day is just like the standing there and the text RP. They can't impactfully help anybody. And honestly, I don't feel people sticking around. Like, look at City Hall. You have me, you have Mayor Marino, you have Athena. People want jobs where there's action. People want jobs where there's mechanics. People want jobs where, you know, they feel like they're making a difference. What the? Is that Audrey and Priya? So yeah, I'm waiting on the lifeguards, and I did like a little baby draft of some of the new laws that we need. So business license, alcohol license, event permits. And Robert said, like, I was like, what do you mean the Chief Justice doesn't want it in the penal code? Because he was at the closed session meeting. He understands that if these are not in the penal code, no matter how much we tell people you need to get a license, there is no enforcement behind it. There's no consequence if you don't have it. Other than, you know,
Just the paperwork corner.
people are they're just a little disappointed. This is the waiting on a letter corner.
Oh my god, you and your letter lady, man.
Always waiting on a letter.
Do you like my hat?
Western.
Motorcycles, man.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that as you like it. Mm-hmm.
It matches your outfit. It looks good together.
Thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I don't know what a Western is.
What?
I don't know what a Western is.
It's the type of motorcycle. It's like a
Do you
Adidas.
Have one? You're just saying words to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a few, man. I actually had to do something. I did something very sad the other day. I haven't told you about. I actually cried.
Did you cut the motorcycle in half?
No. I so my zombie chopper. Well, you put the red one that's lower to the ground with the big handlebars for two people. You know that one?
The one that you have to reach up very awkwardly?
Yeah.
Oh.
I gifted it to Rennie because he got patched over to the crows and he needed a new bike. And that bike was my favorite bike, one of my favorite things that I have ever owned in my life. And I feel like it's a part of me and I wanted him to have it. So I'm always riding with him, even when I can't be there.
Well, that's a lovely sentiment. I hope he takes very good care of it.
I told him I would beat him up and I would tell Slick if he doesn't take good care of it. And Slick ain't gonna be happy with him.
But yes, what else do we do? Keyed,
All right, I'm gonna change this
lifeguards,
thing. Oh yeah, real quick.
licenses.
For the definition of event, is there anything that you want me to include language-wise that y'all were thinking?
Oh, like the criteria?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did jot a few things down.
All right, do you have a note you have a piece of paper or something?
No, the only one I gotta go get another notebook. Okay, so because they were talking a lot about criteria, what classifies as an event and what doesn't classify as an event. So I wanted to leave room so if people still wanted to, have a party on the beach with their friends, you can do that. But there's going to be limitations and there's going to be guidelines versus if you get this permit. I don't know why I was looking at protest. Oh, right, because Cody's assembly one. He wants it to be specific to the person, and I was just like, you kind of can't make it specific to the person because that's why you need an event permit for a protest. You don't just, hey, we're going to gather and then we're going to do this. Like, if you're on a public sidewalk, fine. They were occupying the lobby of a government building. If they want to march down the street, they need a permit. If they want to shout at the top of their lungs so that way their message is heard, you need a sound permit. So, that way you're not hit with disturbing the peace. Okay. So I want to make sure that that's in there too. I don't know. I hate taking up the first page of a book. It bothers me so much. Just like as soon as I open the book, page 1 is gone. Oh. Yeah, I know, I'm going. It's probably going to need some fleshing out, but that's just general things that popped into my head, so I jotted them down. Okay. So it's 2-pager, front and back.
All right. Thank you.
On the front, I kept it to like general event gathering criteria versus, an informal gathering of friends.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, since like the tourism initiative, the city's hoping it can hold a capacity of like 150,000 people. I thought maybe like a number associated with that would kind of be relevant there. So it's like if people wanted to go on the beach and like have a birthday party, they could still do that. But it's like something you're not advertising, you're not like blasting speakers or everyone's just shouting.
Making money.
Yeah. No special setup, and it does not interfere with anyone else's use of the space.
Okay, so I add this into the definition section, and then under general policies, I'm changing it to event permits are required for anything deemed a special event. A permit is required. Under definition, special event is defined, so that will cover it.
And then I remembered Cody's legislation, how he doesn't want people's rights to be infringed upon if it was like a peaceful protest. So I began reading up on that. But he wants the individual charged. It's like if one person's causing an issue, I explained it to him. Let's say you wanted to borrow the keys to my house to throw a party. If someone that you invited to that party destroyed anything in my house, it's not, well, they did it, so you can go get your money from them. No, you're responsible. You organized it. I'm going to come to you for the money.
Not, but at a protest, it's a little less like maybe someone organized it, depending.
Yeah,
it's
so the organizer, right? Yeah. They brought all these people together. So that's why if they're turning the peaceful protest into something that it's not, it's your responsibility. You're responsible for that individual. You're responsible for the mess that they make. You have to clean it up.
To some degree, but it's also like a lot of parties come together. It might not be one person, like when it comes to a protest.
Then don't organize it. That's the key word here. Organize. So that's why if the police...
It's a slippery slope, man.
If the way the office was trashed, not a single person that was a part of that protest cleaned up. So it's like if the police, you're destroying the office, they're going to ask people to disperse. You have to disperse. If you're on a public sidewalk, that's fine, as long as you do not block people from getting to their place of work. If you're organizing a protest and you want to march down the street.
No, but what if you're doing like a labor protest, man? The whole point is work stoppages. That's got to have room for stuff like that too, right?
No, you can't obstruct us from doing our job because you're not happy with it. Because then now you're infringing on my right to work.
No. I meant workers could do it, not civilians. You know what I mean?
Well, it's an at-will state. You can't... If I didn't want to do my job and I was stopping Mayor Marino from doing his job, you can't do that because now I'm infringing on his rights. So I can stand on the sidewalk and I can protest how much I don't like City Hall anymore or how the wages are unfair, but I cannot stop somebody else from doing that job.
That's crazy. That's why unions are good, man. Okay, this looks good though. I'm just reading through this. Sorry.
Yeah, so I give like if you wanted to march down the street, like moving the message, you might block traffic, interfere with like crosswalks. That's why
I don't even know if this needs to be in here, right to assembly. I feel like.
No, that's just because that qualifies as an event too. So the parade permit, the sound permit, that would just all be tied in with what an event permit does. So if you wanted to have a moving protest, you would need a parade permit. That means you need the event permit. If you wanted to sit in the car and drive that along, like you're blasting a message through your speakers, they can hit you with disturbing the peace unless you have the event permit, because then you're allowed that amplified sound. You're allowed to shout, I'm renting this space for the day, I'm going to be loud. This is my right.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like most cops won't fuck around with this shit too much.
Yeah,
I mean, some of them might. I don't know. All these new cadets kind of pussies, man. I made one of them give me his shoes the other day, and I threw it on a telephone pole.
Why?
It was a joke, and then he actually did it.
But why? That must suck. He had to climb up there and get it, didn't he?
No, I gave him a ride to the police station where they had extra pairs. It's because Dre and I were talking to him, and we were standing like this, staring at him. calling him a park ranger because he came in a park ranger vehicle, and then his coworkers left him, and then he was trying to guess what hairstyle Dre had underneath his hat, and the first thing he said is an afro. So then Dre started messing with him. We just stood there staring at him like this.
But why? He was a new cadet. He was all on his own. He probably hasn't even been like fully trained yet. They have an academy over the weekend.
He's a solo cadet. That was pretty funny. He's a little light hazing, man. He was fine.
I never heard of council members hazing.
I made a joke about him giving me his shoes. Well, Dre brought it up as a joke, was like, "What size your shoes?" Type thing. He said, "Men's 8," and I said, "That's my size." And then he just gave him over after Dre made a joke or two. It was pretty funny.
It doesn't sound... I would be so upset if someone threw my favorite pair of boots up on a telephone pole. Because you still see a lot of those hanging from like 10 years ago. People don't go get those.
I know.
They just chalk them up as a loss.
The cadet said it was community outreach. And then I gave him a drive to the police station.
Yeah, community outreach, coming over, talking with you guys. Not you guys taking his shoes and throwing it on a telephone pole.
He didn't have to do it. He did it his own free will, man.
Well, if you're standing there, just, staring him down, that looks pretty intimidating. And he's all by himself. By that? If you're new and you do not know, like, hey, I just want to do community outreach. I just want to get to know you. Give me your shoes.
This intimidates you? You're caught, man. He got a gun.
So, that should not be the first response. Like, people are staring me down.
But why would he be
intimidated?
If you're intimidated by that, man, he's not gonna last out there. Is all I'm gonna say, because that's the least intimidating shit he's gonna deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Or maybe he saw just giving up the shoes easiest method to de-escalate and get out of the situation.
Yeah, and it worked, man, and he earned some respect. You give a little, you get a little.
You don't have to give up your shoes.
Why do you care so much about his shoes?
Because I don't think it was right.
Not that big of a deal.
As a councilwoman, you shouldn't haze the deputies.
Oh, come on. It's funny. It's funny, man.
If it's like a right environment and like we're all doing dares or pranking each other, then yeah. But the man's coming out to do community policing.
He wasn't actually doing he said that after the fact. He was running down the street because his guy left him and he had no ride or anything.
And then you guys hazed him. So
yeah.
Bad day. My partner left me and now I lost my shoes.
It's fine, man. Sorry, I was living a little.
Yay, storm time.
What?
Storm time. Gonna go lie down till it passes.
Got you.
See, but Priya not in a gang, but she gang adjacent. It's just like, what do you mean you hazed a deputy? And then it's like, as you get more pieces of the story, also, he wasn't really solo. He had a partner. His partner ditched him. And you guys mean mugged this man down. It's just like, give me your shoes. She's like, you're a councilwoman. What's that, when you spray for bugs? They're gonna open when you're not on? And wow, hey you. dedicated night when you spray for bugs? No judgment. You know what? That's what keep them suckers out of there. Because this past weekend, for no apparent reason, it decided to go up to 80 degrees. And I'm like, bro, it's still April. We got 2 good months before summer. Why is it 80 degrees? Oh, those Into the Future doors, or Back to the Future, I'm sorry. Well, I'm gonna silently be keeping my eyes on PDM, and if they open, I'm gonna laugh. So I'm like, Will called it. He said it was gonna happen, and then look what happened. Well, I'm wondering, what time should we clock off? Because we got some RP that needs to be had, but not till we clock off. This ain't a work thing. Oh God, please say they didn't put the idle back in where you're smoking weed again. Okay. Okay. You're gonna have to watch the VOD back, you guess. Oh, you'll be fine even if you don't do that. You already kind of got the play-by-play. You know where Kelly Mind is at? I hate it when it's so far. That's awful. Unless you're taking pictures. You love seeing some juice. Oh, these can come off. Damn, so it looks like the page that we sent out. It's got 3 actions, but it's a little too late. Going to have to try it again. So I thought we had time. And I'll put the rest of this money in the break room. No, Priya, did she already disappear out of here? Ember's up getting us some food from the hen house. Oh, Dr. Cocker. Okay. Money down there. There we go. Duh! I am so sorry. I did not know you were sleeping there.
No problem. I went ahead and buy a bunch of chicken and waffles and wraps at the hen house and a whole case of Dr. Cocker.
Okay.
I was just gonna put that for everybody and then know that.
Yep, I was just grabbing me some. So I'm like, it's so awkward when someone comes in and lands on your head. Oh, I can actually use one now. Thanks, Amber.
No problem.
Break room's getting stocked. Got food from the hen house.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Oh no, Amber went up and got it.
Oh, amazing. I just want to say, man, feel like sometimes you're quite judgmental of stuff I do, and I feel like it's hard to feel like I'm always doing something wrong.
I think for the new leaf that you were emphasizing when you got out of the water, hazing a deputy with a local gang member, while not directly, actually no, it could be considered harassment, but luckily he was okay with it. I think that's very like gang adjacent activity.
King J.
Very. Because it's like if you're rushing for a sorority or fraternity, you kind of expect a little hazing, right? Like this is us testing to get initiated, but why are you testing this deputy?
He a cadet. That's what because he's new at a job, man. He's gonna have a lot of power. I gotta see if he's ready for the dealing with the street, man. It's the smallest little thing. I just like I don't think you fully understand like
That's why they have academies.
but Kelly, man, it's like mountain of a molehill, man. It's like for my life and where I come from and what I've done, like I just I feel like I have made such different drastic changes to be where I'm at. And it's like I don't know. I just feel like it's never gonna be good enough. You're always gonna think I'm doing something that's too gang adjacent or criminal adjacent or reckless.
Well, I will never find jumping off of a mountain fun. Especially after how many of you have come back and needed trips to the ICU.
You know I'm not just talking about that though.
Well, what other incidents?
Just little things like that night when everything was going on with the hospital and talents, you're like you're slipping back into old patterns, and then this situations like that.
Well, yeah, when you make the decision that you want to get in a stolen car, that's your decision. When you scoop me up and you make me get into a car with you, that's when it becomes my business.
The hospital was being like bombed, man.
And I still said I didn't want to get in the car.
But you said, Priya, you slip into old habits.
Because did you not make me want to do something that I didn't want to do? Something that I was uncomfortable with doing?
Sorry, I was just trying to keep you safe, man. I'm sorry I did that.
Exactly. It's like you took away my choice and you didn't even realize it.
I just feel even a conversation like this, you can't even see my side or have empathy or understanding. You just gotta argue with it.
No, I saw your side. You saw a very dangerous situation and you wanted to leave immediately. You didn't hear my side. Because I didn't get a say in the matter. We did what you wanted to do.
I don't even just mean about that one situation. I mean about this entire conversation. I'm talking about how I feel, man.
You feel that you're not heard? Priya, you're always heard.
Oh, I feel judged. I feel not good enough. I feel like I don't meet a standard for you.
If that was the case, then we wouldn't have even gone on the first date. Because as soon as you told Dan, he came straight back to me and said, "She's a criminal. You're going on a date with a criminal.
Yeah, it's not that I think you think I'm like utter trash or something. I feel like it's just it plays in my mind. Maybe that's why we haven't taken things to a different level. Is because like, okay, maybe she's good, but she's not at that level yet. So you like, don't know. Feels like I'm still not good enough.
So you think there's a like something superficial that's standing in the way?
I don't know if that's superficial, man. I'm just saying it feels like to me that when I feel judged,
No, that's
I feel like
it's superficial because you're not on this level. You're not this type of person.
yeah, I don't really know that word, man. I'm like just saying.
Or like I can't see beyond the surface.
No, it's not that you can't see beyond the surface. I think you know me well, but I think to me it feels like sometimes these flaws or these things that haven't fully changed or gotten past are like maybe a reason why.
Well, I'm still waiting on a letter. Do you want to go talk about it?
Okay.
We can go outside so that way if anyone needs help. Want to go out the back door? This is so hard for me. I literally always side past it. Oh, just keys. Okay.
You kind of get what I'm saying, man. Like like whether it's insecurity or truth or not, do you like? I'm not saying this, what I think this is exactly what it is. I'm just saying this is what it feels like to me. This is what my emotion is telling me.
See, because I think of it like how when you go to the hospital, you don't want to take any of the drugs that they would give you because you're an addict. So even though controlled environment, they want to give it to you to help you, you don't want to do that because it's a risk of falling back into an old bad habit. But how does that, how do you equate that when you're hazing a deputy? Because it starts, it's just a little bit of hazing, and then for someone that was they got into, let's say, a street fight, and then they want the fighting to stop. All right, I don't want to get picked on every day. How do I stop this? Well, you can give us some money, or if there's bombs going off at the hospital, if you think the situation calls for it, let's take this person's car. Fuck this guy. They left the car anyway. They don't need it, but we need it to get out of here, and we're getting out of here right now. It's like little bends like that can turn into like big bends before you know it.
It's just first off, it is the addiction to that is it's apple and oranges, man. It's hard for me to describe what that addiction feelings like. But with the other stuff, man, like I don't think I hold the same viewpoint on everything. Like I've been living on the street since I was 14, man. Like,
I'm not
I have
saying
seen.
don't hang out with those
I
people,
I
obviously.
know, I
Yeah.
know, but I'm just saying, like the way that that has taught me how the world works for me, what I've seen work and not work, like it don't feel black and white. Like follow the penal code 100%. These laws are always right. I'm never gonna see the world that way
Oh no, because you
because
saw like I saw that it didn't work. That's why when you offered to talk to Ivan for me, yes. And then when Dan approached me, he said, "Oh, so you don't want justice? You want Priya's version of street justice?" It's like it's not street. No one's going out there fighting or like violent. It's a conversation. So yes, I totally see it your way sometimes. Like, especially when we went to the LSSD. I'm sorry, not a drug. Um, and they said that they did not have enough to press the incident that happened to Mikey, even though you're
hmm
saying you saw the plate before and after. And there's 3 councilwomen attesting the same thing as he's confessing. So I see it I definitely do see it both ways.
but it's not even that, man. Like, do I think sometimes people deserve a beating? Yeah, like that's. Do I think sometimes civil disobedience is necessary? Yeah, like these are things I believe because of what I've seen. We might not always agree on them, but I feel judged by them the same way, man. Like you might want to go deal with things differently. That's fine with me, but I'm not going to judge you on them.
No, but you say you made the decision at Tequila, that guy who's being like really rude and belligerent. You didn't fight him. You didn't tell anyone to fight him. You just said, not on this property. You take it away from here. And then everyone
Mm,
went for a walk down that alley for God knows what. And what did we do? We left.
yeah, because I'm a business owner, I have a certain responsibility.
Exactly. And as a councilwoman, that's like an elected government position, that cadet, he's a government worker. We literally just started getting cadets again after the Hell Week, and they had 3 resignations.
This was not going to cause anything like that, though, man. You blowing something out of proportion. I just feel like you arguing every little detail here, man.
No, but you
Not
don't
about.
know. Because, like, what if that was that cadet's first day? They had cadets that literally clocked on and got shot. So you clock on, hey, there's some new people in the community. And they just tell you to take off your shoes. It's just like, I'm just
After we
thinking,
joked around and we talked for like 30 minutes, man. Like a 30-minute conversation. He was telling us about his life. We were all talking. Like it was not like we just pressed him for the whole time.
oh, see, I would hope not. And, like, when you left, it was on good terms. Was he, like, laughing, joking about
Yeah,
it?
yes. I literally drove him to the PD and gave him money to buy shoes. Like he was all excited because he earned like community street points, you know?
See, what's that? I don't get that.
It's hard to confuse. It's hard to explain.
See,
I
that's
did,
why I need to understand it.
but that's what I mean. If I feel like you jumped to, felt like you jumped to judging before even having like that conversation.
Yeah, because when you lead with, so we got this cadet to take off his shoes and we threw it over a telephone pole, like, that sounds horrible. But if you started with the whole story, so we met this cadet yesterday, and then we talked with him for about a half hour, and
Yeah,
then,
but
maybe we got into, like some dares. We told him to take off his shoes and then we threw around the pole. Oh, okay.
why do you assume worse intent right away?
I can't think about anything nice about throwing someone's shoes over the telephone pole.
Yeah, but why can't you think about good intent with me?
Please elaborate the good intent behind throwing someone's shoes on a telephone pole.
Hell, you know what I mean, man. It's like, why do you have to assume? I just, I would want to feel like you know who I am enough to not to like think of, I don't know, to just not assume that I did the most asshole version of something.
No, I definitely don't think that you did it maybe for like some street credit or something. So like the ballists think that you're like, this girl's cool. We should let her do the ballist step.
That's what you think.
I just said no. I don't think that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah. But that's it's just like when I hear the action, I do try to look at it. Okay, so that was the bad. We threw it over the telephone pole. So what's the good? And it's hard to think because I would hope that a deputy who's on duty is not playing truth or dare.
We won't play no truth or dare.
Yeah, so I'm trying to. What's the good intent? Why did his shoes?
I'm not saying good at 10, man, but why do you? I just mean like, why do you assume that what I'm doing is? It's just, it's the jump. It's the quick jump.
That's what I'm
So
asking you to
Priya
articulate.
did something.
Because I can't find it, and I
Yeah,
don't
but that's why you
see
ask
any.
exploratory questions, or you have a conversation.
It's
The light.
explosive, like we're in a court of law.
No, man, I just mean have a conversation.
But we've had conversations, and then it feels like you just try to go out there and fix it.
Fix
So
what?
sometimes it makes me feel like I'm at the point where I want to get my point across, and I don't want there to be any confusion. And I want you to understand what I mean and what I want.
So you don't feel like I understand you?
When I had the conversation, I told you I spoke with Dakota, and he said that Pillbox was private. And then we were there and we talked to George. So, what about your department? Do you see yourself under the purview of the mayor's office? No. So I said, I'm going to write a letter to the SBA. We clearly need to have a meeting about this. Because, like, there's no oversight from the mayor's office. If there's ever any concerns or questions that are brought to the mayor's office, I don't know how the department works. Yeah, they operate out of the city, but I can't tell you. I hear the concern. That's all I can do. I can just be an open ear to listen, but I don't know anything that goes on in that department. That's what it feels like.
Wait, what does that have to do with me? I'm lost.
What did you do after we had that conversation?
I reached out to them because I was working on that motion and I couldn't do it without figuring that out first, and the event permit that I was working on. Like literally 2 things I've been working on, and that was news to me, so I realized I couldn't push it through until I did that. So I did my job as a city councilor, man, and liaised with them.
For the city council, you do the city ordinances. The event permit, that's a document that's we have the purview of the state to write and issue on behalf of the governor's office. But if you were doing that for the mayor's office and then these issues came up, it's just like, okay, so this whole command structure, it's messing with my motion. You already knew that I was going to do it on behalf of the mayor's office because it affects my job. Like, you jumped to immediately fix it. Why couldn't it be Kelly's job to fix it as deputy mayor? Because I'm supposed to work with Pillbox and the LSSD. And now I don't understand how.
I didn't even have all I did was talk to a few EMS, man. Like I don't understand. I was writing a motion on behalf of city council.
No, the motion was fine. It was the conversation with the governor's office about the same thing.
Because he literally came into Benny's. Like, he just came into Benny's to get his car done, and I was like, oh, well, I have you. Let me ask you. I was doing his car, and he was standing beside me, and we weren't talking about anything, and I was like, this is the perfect time.
It felt like you were trying to fix, like, hey, I had the meeting with the governor, the talk that I wanted to have, and then you told me what they told you as it pertains to how the mayor's office is supposed to work in conjunction with the LSSD and Pillbox.
Yeah, that doesn't change the fact you can still talk to the man. I literally, you could ask him, man. He literally just came into Benny's, and I talked to him. I had no idea he was going to be there.
Yeah, but you were at Benny's as a mechanic. So you knew I wanted to have this meeting, but it's like you did it, and then I'm coming in to literally ask the same questions. It's kind of inefficient.
So you would rather me just not even ask him a question there?
Yeah, I would have rather like you let the mayor's office do it, because that's what it feels like whenever we try to. If we were to ask them, so your motion, we want to allocate some resources so that way we can have these first aid classes once a month with Pillbox. It feels like we make suggestions. The only time that people actually value the input of the mayor's office is if they need funding, if they have a complaint. And the only time the mayor's office reaches out is just, hey, so we need first aid kits, or deputies, we need deputies at the town hall. We all need to figure out how to work together. So the mayor's office needs to figure out how they're supposed to work with the other government agencies, and then we need to have a conversation where we understand each other and build up this respect for how the departments are supposed to run independently and then cohesively as a unit. That wasn't for you to figure out how we're supposed to work as a councilwoman. The councilwoman has like no stake in any of these departments.
All right, fine. I'll stop that work then.
No, you can do your motion, but like if an issue like that happens. So same thing with Stephanie's. She needs help like getting the supplies. Is she just gonna draft up the legislation and then, we push it? Is she gonna go straight to the governor's office? So I cannot get the supplies from Pillbox, this and that. It's you work through the chain of command.
Look, I don't mean to overstep you. I'm sorry if it came across that way. It's not my intention. I was truly just thinking about what I was working on, and I randomly see the governor, so I ask him.
Yeah, and then you say, so the governor spoke to me. Nothing about these departments. It hinders what I'm working on, so that we can go ahead with it. Your motion, it's asking for us at the mayor's office to allocate $2,000 to Pillbox to get them staff.
Yeah.
How many people currently work in the mayor's office?
3.
5 if you include Alec on LOA and Calliope, who is the chief advisor. But
Calliope.
yes, 3 on a daily basis. We have a staffing issue. How much funds does the mayor's office have?
I don't know.
Not even $100,000. So if they were to hire 10 new people this week, that's 20% of the budget.
Yeah, but this so we're talking about truly city council stuff, man, and that's why that is brought to speak about together first.
So you push the motion so that way you can push your bills, but you didn't speak to Pillbox. You didn't speak to the mayor's office.
I brought it up to when I gave it to Calliope. I never hear back from her. I try to contact Dakota and I submit it for us to talk about in a closed session.
Oh yeah, I know. Contacting Dakota's hard because there's literally only like one time that you can catch him.
And we were supposed to have a meeting and he didn't show up. Like, it was like multiple times. So I literally brought it to. I haven't even pushed it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're so upset about that. So I don't know what this has to do with us.
Because it feels like the mayor's office was undermined. Remember what you said about the overstepping? It feels like the mayor's office was overmined. This is what you drafted. Kind of similar how you guys feel about Casey and the grave robbing. How did she get those numbers? How can we make those match up with what's already in the penal code? How did you get $2,000? How can we make it something reasonable that will not destroy the mayor's budget within a month?
Yeah, the difference is I haven't brought that forth to the public or for voting on yet. I literally held it back because I agreed when we had the conversation it wasn't ready.
Because we talked to, well, I told you about what happened with Dakota, and he considers Pillbox private. So if Pillbox is private, we're going to give 20% of the mayor's budget to this private entity with no oversight, no, we don't even get records of like employee retention, like no statistics, no performance, no understanding of how they work. Just, we'll take money, you fund us, and we have no idea about how that money is being spent.
No, I didn't bring it forth because we had in our closed session, we talked about um the steps needed to get it ready to go. And then I did it.
But I mean, after the meeting that we had on the steps where you said you talked to the governor and you said, you know, none of this department stuff affects my bills, like they can go forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it feels like, okay, so she just went ahead, she had my meeting without me. Her bills, they can go for it. Felt like you tried to fix it, and I didn't even get a say. Like, I didn't get to talk, kind of like when we got in the car, and I didn't get a say. I didn't get to talk.
I was just updating on the info I had, and you were busy, so I didn't want to disturb you, so I let you be.
No, I was more so kind of frustrated.
Yeah, but you didn't even express that.
Because I've been feeling a lot of pressure, and I was hoping that you would pick up on it a little bit, because honestly, I really was just hoping that you'd realize.
Like I said, I just focused on getting work done, man. I wasn't trying to overstep you. And I'm sorry if it came across that way.
Oh, no, because then it even routes back to us. Do you remember when we had the conversation at Benny's?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you wouldn't bring up the relationship again? It would be my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Directly, I would say you've somewhat kept your word, but indirectly, no, you have not kept your word.
What you mean?
It would be my turn to bring up the relationship, but in multiple conversations, you bring up girlfriend material or how Jesse called us a power couple. And then you emphasize, so Jesse, you want to repeat that? Do you think that I'm girlfriend material? Like, you don't feel that's pressure? Because you said, you know, I'm going to give you time. I'm going to let you think about it. But you want glowing, and if anyone brings up the word, you want glowing endorsements. Just reinforce it. Let Kelly hear this. Even when we talk to that EMT, I have no idea what his name even is. So, what's that feeling that you get in your heart when you're standing by a particular person? What, like, is that a heart condition? No, that's called love. Kelly, do you get this feeling? So you just kept pressuring me to talk about the relationship when it's not supposed to be talked about until I'm ready. Just like when Renee brought it up at the rally, and then you both stare me down looking for an answer, and you said it would be my choice to bring it up again. But all I've been getting is constant pressure to talk about it. And I talked about it with Marcy, not Macy, Marcy. And I was just looking to go to PDM to buy a car. So even when I'm just trying to go buy a car, I'm still being asked about the relationship when it was supposed to be my turn to bring it back up when I was ready. So I can't go 1 to 2 days. And then Marcy, I liked talking to her. She made some very good points. And I felt like I did want to talk about it with you the next day. But then Hickory approached me to once again talk about the relationship. So when are you going to make it official? Because, you know, if you don't, I know a bunch of people that would like to date Priya. So more pressure. And then when I get to Benny's, you said that's not even the conversation I was expecting you guys to have, but you were expecting one. And then Hickory said, and I quote, "I'm going to go pressure Kelly."
So, first off, I never told Marcy to tell you that. Hickory did the Hickory thing of him ask some questions. I told him, and he said, "I'm going to go do this thing." And I was like, "Don't." And he just walks away and goes. That's what happened with him. I never asked for that. Never asked that for either of them.
Yeah, the same way
That
that you didn't ask Archie to help with Tommy. You never ask, but people will do these things for you.
I can't control other people, man. I'm sorry if I bring things up too much. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's
But you know there's an
I'm
effect that you have. If you vocalize your frustrations loud enough, people will act on your behalf. You can't say that you have not noticed this.
no, I've noticed it, but like the situation with Marcy, I truly had no idea that she would do that. She just been someone I go to for advice. We both talk to each other about stuff like that, and we have for months now. I remember talking to her about stuff that she had relationship like months ago. It's just like a dynamic we have. That was very out of character. I truly. She'll even tell you, man, she does not do stuff like that normally. She definitely more like keep to herself, um, type of person. And all the comments and jokes and stuff, man, it's like, you know this. I'm just like torn up about the situation. Like, don't feel easy for me.
And it doesn't feel easy for me with the constant pressure. I could just be in the creamery and the girl comes in and then she's inquiring about a job. And you guys start talking about sugar daddies in relation to her, and then that's when we come up again. Kelly's got a sugar mama. I turned her. She's never dated girls before. And yeah, I haven't. And this is hard for me.
Yeah, and that part don't feel good either.
So that's why I really appreciated the sentiment that you would give me time to think about it. But in reality, I've never gotten time. Every other day, we talk about it still. You say it's jokes, it feels like pressure, because then I'm just like, I don't feel like you're respecting my choice. You're giving me the time to come to it, the conclusion on my own. It's not whether we will be a couple, it's when we will be a couple.
Yeah, and I think I'm just getting to the point where I don't know, man. Like I just it feels like the waiting is gonna be forever, and that's hard for me. It's not what I want.
I know. And I don't want to feel pressure every day. Like, even when we just. I just like sitting here talking to you like this. Just talking. We see each other at the mailbox. We go to each other's events. Like, we're each other's loudest cheerleaders. It's nothing that we have to plan to do, it's just how we naturally support each other. And then, like, I would tell you, I like my quiet time. I like to go to the beach, you know, just sit, listen to the waves, watch the sunset. Well, that can be our thing too. Like, let's do that. And I was just like, that's kind of me time. And then you make me feel like I don't want to spend time with you. So I say, okay, let's spend time together. And then you want me to reaffirm it, like pinky promise. So it feels like no matter what I do or how long I wait, there's always just going to be pressure behind everything that I do now until you get an answer.
Let me just finish my water. I'm gonna be completely vulnerable and honest here, and this is, I think the dynamic that I see, man. And maybe you disagree, but this is how I feel. And this is me reflecting on this with people, man, and thinking it through. It feels like to me that like I'm more into you than you are to me, and that makes me feel insecure. So I behave a certain way. I think we both know that's true. And
Or
like,
I
how
feel
long
like
can
I'm not quite as braggy about it. It's just after our first date, what did you do?
I don't know? Tell me.
You told my uncle and my grandpa that we're dating.
Hmm, someone told your grandpa and said I should tell your uncle and blah blah blah, something like that. That's what happened because he was at PD.
It's when you guys were sitting down at the career fair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know how I feel about dating. Like every single person that I've dated, do you think that I've brought them home to mom and dad?
No.
No. So after
But
one
these are
date,
people that I
why?
know and interact, man. They had heard about it already.
And my uncle had no idea that Brooks and I dated. He was really? He doesn't know about Frank? He doesn't know about Fiasco? I don't tell. I don't talk about every single person that I date. I don't. But if it becomes something more serious, then yes, because this is the relationship that I want to build upon with this person. This is the one person that I want to exclusively date. And I don't even know if you've noticed, but since Dan left, like, you've been the only person that I've dated.
I know.
As I was hoping, like, when you say you take your time and you'd wait, 2 weeks isn't waiting.
Has been a lot longer than 2 weeks, man. Since we first gone out, it's been a long time.
No, like 2 weeks after Dan left. That's not waiting or giving me time to process what I had just been through.
I didn't know it's 2 weeks, man. I didn't know you were all that serious with him. That it would, you said y'all have been on a couple dates, and that was as many.
No, it's the same way that you were vulnerable. So I showed him a very vulnerable side to myself, and then he went and did what all those other guys did. You don't think that that's gonna cut deep?
It's not that I don't think that's gonna cut deep. I just think I didn't know how connected the two of you were. Cause I didn't see it, right? It's not something I've seen that much.
And then when I tell you stuff, the fixing it. Sometimes I tell you stuff just to tell you. Do you know that Saint didn't remember me?
No? Well, what do you mean?
You told him who I was. Because he told me. Why didn't you say that you were Harmony's cousin? Like, yeah, I used to date your little cousin back
Wait,
in
no,
Liberty. Now I
he
remember who she is because you told him.
no, he brought that up. I'm 100% sure on that. That one I'm 1,000% sure. That is factually untrue, man.
Because he came to the creamery and he could not think of my name or where he had met me before. He's even
No,
trying to get his friends to remember.
I was talking to him something I don't even remember. I was talking about some City Hall and date. We were just like sharing life. I did not say that you were her cousin. That I did not say that.
So then where did he get it?
He told me. He's the one who said it to me. He was the one who brought it up, man. I would not bring that up.
So you have no idea because you tell kind of everyone that we're dating.
Yeah, because I'm excited to be with you. because I like you a lot. So I think the world of you. So I'm very into you, man. I brag about it because it's like one of the things that I've enjoyed a lot. It feels good. I feel lucky. I feel proud. It's not because I want to like seem cool or some shit. It's because I feel so fucking lucky. Because I like you that much.
See, and I
And
just feel
it's,
like it makes me feel like you'd love to have someone that you can talk about and brag about. Like, I date the deputy mayor. I'm the second lady.
I'm just the type of person, man, where I'm very transparent and open with how I feel. And when I'm excited about something, I get a new bike or car, I tell everybody.
And I'm someone that, when I start to feel like very pressured, I kind of pull away. If Riley dated Kelly, nobody would ever know, not even Kelly. Is that dating? And it's not that Kelly doesn't ever want anyone to know who she's dating, but just like, don't tell everybody.
Sorry. And I think that's the space that we at right now. It's like I'm feeling insecure in a certain way. And it's obviously creating a dynamic where it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change how I feel or the type of excitable personality I am.
No,
I don't know how to do that.
I don't know if you can. That's just who you are.
Yeah. And I understand what you say, man. It's how you are too. Not trying to change that. But I have a desire that you didn't, that it didn't cause this and you didn't feel more distance or push you away. Yeah, of course, but not dumb, man. I can see it.
I need to take a step back.
You know, I
You
know.
said you would, but you couldn't, and it's been nothing but pressure these past few weeks, and if you can't do it, then I have to. Because I feel like it's gonna ruin us to the point where I don't want to be around you at all.
No. Maybe it ain't meant to be.
Maybe not. I still want to be your friend. But
Yeah. some space.
I don't think I can be your girlfriend.
Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Of course.
I care about you, man. That's not gonna stop.
I care about you too. But I feel like I'm being pressured to the point where I'll be put in a corner where if I don't say yes, let's be girlfriend and girlfriend, this is what the entire city expects of me, then I'm gonna be like the most hated woman in the state. And I don't like that feeling like I only have one choice and it's the right option, and especially if it's not something that
Works for you.
yeah
I don't want you to ever feel that way. I don't want you to feel like you gotta do something you don't want to do. I just want you to be happy. That's all I care about. I think you are a unique and person, man. You have a lot to offer this world. It's an honor to see you blossom.
Are you kidding? It's an honor to see you. Like, from the girl that I met when I was just, like, sitting on the bench looking across the street to the girl that I see now. Like, that is the craziest change.
Thank you.
And if anyone ever said that, like, we'd be as close as we are today, I'd be like,
I wouldn't believe that shit either,
at
man.
all. Like,
Mm-mm.
not at all.
This has been the hardest time in my life. From everything that's happened, from my own struggles, man, to the people around me. Saying bye to like Mikey the other day, like that shit it's been hard. Saying so we're on the right path has been, I can't even explain to people how hard it is. And you've always believed in me, man. That means the world to me. Relationship aside, just having someone who believes in you that hard.
That
It's
doesn't
life
have to
changing.
change.
I just want to say thank you for that. You helped change my life.
You changed mine too. Thank you for listening. About Tommy, about everything. You've always been there to listen to me and hear me out, and it never felt like a doubt or somewhere that, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
I always felt that I could be heard, and I felt safe by your side.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Because after Antonia and them left, I kind of didn't really have anyone. I had work, and that was it.
I know we need to probably have more space and give each other that grace, but you never need anyone. Anything like that happens, just to someone to feel comfortable, talk to you. You always let me know. That doesn't have to change. Like I knew I knew we were gonna have this talk, man. I knew we had to have this talk. I've been thinking about it for a while.
I was really trying, hoping something would change where we wouldn't have to.
Me too. But I don't know. I think we tried.
We definitely did.
We had some we had some sweet moments, man.
Still kind of bummed we never made it to the club, like one where you didn't have to work.
Yeah. And house as close as we got to that, I guess.
And I guess, even though I was working the science party, those lines are
Yeah.
just, they're great. They're infectious.
It's my favorite. I gotta say something though. And I want you to understand, man, that like I know where we're at. I have no confusion about it. Like I'm not doing the, oh, let's, have this talk and then I expect us to get back together one day and everything happen. Like I think I see the it's like the when you turn magnets around and they start pushing apart. You know that? I don't know what that's called. Like I get that. Like I get all of this.
Repel. So
Yeah,
opposites
like
attract.
uh-huh. It's like I feel like
Same signs repel.
that's the way we can be, you know? We can attract real strong or we can repel too. I feel like that's what it's been like. And I see how this this maybe don't work. But I gotta tell you, I love you, Kelly. And I know that's a lot to say, but I just have to tell you once. So you know that. I just gotta get that out of my system.
I never saw myself dating a girl until I met one as brave as you were that was willing to put everything on the line just to see that I got justice. I
Of course.
will never forget what you did for me.
I'd never change it.
And I love and respect you for that.
Thank you. I hate this part, man. It
I think
just
this is.
sucks.
I prefer it over, one of us disappearing forever.
No, I'd never do that. I told you that. I meant that. I'd never do that shit. I wouldn't do that to someone that I fucking ended up hating by the end of dating them. I just never do that shit. That's just not me. Coward shit.
Well, looks like my social calendar is going to be free for a while. I'm going to be spending a lot of time either working or on the beach.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. They'll check in with each other.
I think you do now. And of
Yeah.
course, I noticed that you have someone that you're very fond of booping.
It's yeah. I don't know.
You guys remind me of us.
I'll say that.
You do.
We just similar in a lot of ways, man. I don't know. I told her I can't even think about anything like that. Well, I got.
I know it
Well,
takes time.
well, yeah, but gonna still gonna take me a minute to recover from this. Like I get it. Like my brain gets the situation. Like even if I feel attracted to someone else or whatever, man, and I get where we're at, but still, it's like I'm still heartbroken. I'm devastated. Don't think I'm not.
Oh, that's why I didn't want to. I knew this week. I knew it had to be this week, but I really didn't want to ruin your holiday.
My holiday?
Oh right, you don't celebrate.
Oh, Easter. Fuck, I truly cannot be remembered for that. The life of me.
But other than that, there was the hunt, the rally, town hall, your
Jesus,
event.
busy as fuck.
Yeah. And I didn't want to do that to you.
I appreciate that.
So I was just trying to like politely get through the rally, but when you and Renee just started glaring at me, I just felt the pressure again.
Yeah. No, that's why I said today that we needed to talk, because I had a feeling that we had to have this conversation. It's not like I wasn't trying to like break it off, but I felt like we had to have a conversation that would result in us breaking it off, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're a breather or a clean break.
I think we need more than a breather.
Oh no, I'm definitely saying clean break.
Okay. Okay.
It just says
Yeah.
no. I definitely say
Okay.
clean break.
Yeah. No, I think we're on the same page. You'll find your person one day, man. And he or she is gonna be very lucky.
He or she, you still have hope for girls with me?
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's important for me to know that people see that as an option for themselves, because I've been told so much in my life that that can't be an option for me, or it shouldn't be an option. I don't want other people to feel like that.
True. I'll take this as a learning experience to keep my options open.
I'm glad, man. Doing just what my parents did, man. Said corrupting people, turning them. That's why I always make that joke, man. My parents said that's what I was gonna try to do, and then when Manny came out, that's what they said I did to her. That was yeah. So I try to wear that shit with the badge of honor now. You know?
See, I wouldn't say that I'm turned. I'm open-minded to the possibilities.
I know, but I just mean that joke, man. That's where that comes from. Sunset's nice.
It is nice. I think we should have this for the album. So, okay, that car needs to get out of the way. This is the bench that we broke up on, guys. Don't sit on it.
Thanks for everything.
I wouldn't change a thing about the past 2 months. Maybe the ending. A little bit.
Yeah. That's fair. Me too.
But not that I got to know you.
Me too. I think I'm gonna sit here for a while. Stare at the sunset.
Okay. You need any water?
I'm good, man.
Okay. Romeo's your first straight. I think Jasper. Wait. What's the dude with the monkey menagerie? Seamus. Seamus went both ways? He was 13. So? Just go sit on the bench. That's so sad. He didn't even think about love. So he definitely wasn't like flirting with Dinar a little bit. Okay. I just obviously heard wrong. Aw. That looks so sad. It's just like she's out there and I'm in here. It looks so sad, doesn't it? She's gonna go skateboard away. You don't recall that! You're going through a breakup. Worry about yourself. You know, it's like what we talked about. Kelly's an air sign. So it's like the more bound that she's felt, the more she like pulled away like magnets. She was repelling because she's just like, no. Like, can I just one day where we don't talk about the relationship, like you said, no pressure. And it's just like, here's a whole truckload of pressure. So she's just like, I can't breathe. I can't do it. But I don't want to ruin the girls' weekend. So like she tried to get through the weekend, but it was hard. And I caught Amber. She was watching some of Priya's stream. She's just like, look at that. Priya says she'd give Kelly a kidney. Kelly didn't say it back. It's because like, I don't want to make any promises about the future that I'm gonna have to apologize for, that you feel that I'm lying to you about. I need to see how we are on like a friendship level. Outside of the pressure that I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks. Because like Kelly's just like, I feel it. I feel the tension. And if we continue like this, I'm gonna wind up not wanting to be around you. And I don't want that. Maybe Eric can shoot his shot again. I hope they steal your shoes again. Fuck you! You're poor innocent shoes. Leave them out of this. I hope they steal your shoes again. But for Kelly, like that incident, it wasn't so much about the shoes. It was just like the pressure, and she was just becoming irritable. So it's just like the antics, the hazing. Yeah, it's not funny. This whole situation, it's just not funny anymore. Every every day you drive by Benny's, you'll still see them there. You should leave a scene every day. Or a cute little sign that's plastered on the telephone pole. Here lies baby cadet shoes. If they ever fall down, please return them to the Los Santos Sheriff's Department. Are you kicked out of PDO? Oh, those other deputies too doing push-ups until they open. Oh, here hangs. Yup, you got it. But yeah, the breakup was coming for a while. I'm sorry if y'all just coming in and it feels new to y'all. Like I make sure I jot this stuff down, so it's just like, let's flip the pages. We overreacting here? Oh look, here's Audrey. Her booper.
Hello. How are you?
Hi Audrey.
Did Priya already leave?
Yes, she did.
Okay. How are you?
We just decided that we are no longer dating.
Oh. Are you okay?
Yeah, I felt it coming for a while. I even knew before the rally. I really didn't want to ruin her weekend, but it was really starting to get to me, and I feel like if I didn't say something, then we're kind of going to go past the point of no return, and I'm just not going to want to be around her, and I don't want that.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know where she went off to?
She said she wanted some time. I left her on the bench out back, but I saw her pull out her skateboard, so she might have skated off toward Vespucci, Tequila. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
See ya. They're so gonna date. Who hung this on PDM? Please open. That's a very cute flyer. They're so dating. Kelly can honestly see it. And you can naturally just see them gravitating closer and closer in RP. Like when Priya first met her, she found out she was a lesbian, she was genuinely excited. But at the same time, she was still so hooked on Kelly. Like, she didn't let the thought, she didn't let it ferment, she didn't let it grow. Like, nope, I'm dating Kelly. This is the relationship I want to be in. This is the only one for me. They're so dating. Definitely hurts a little for you seeing that. Just found out someone you know separated from their partner. Oh. I'm sorry. And that's why I was just like, oh my god, it's like some heavy emotional RP. I'm like, what if I just I record it, and then I will play it back later, or it can be found on YouTube. But I feel so bad because you guys miss out on a lot of stuff, and I know that more people have definitely seen the Priya Kelly relationship than the Priya Dan. So it's like content wise, it deserves to be streamed, but I feel you, and I'm so sorry if this emotional roleplay put you in your feels. God, a lot of Kelly's roleplay. She sees Priya like every day, so it's just like, this is gonna feel like such a change, or it's gonna feel like a lot of the same old, same old. We're gonna be sitting here in City Hall waiting for the next adventure to come along. Or we can go do fashion stuff. I think that's a good outlet. Maybe we focus on some fashion stuff. The dead silence of City Hall is just not helping. Where's my tape? I need my lobby music. It's not even in this list. Why is it not in this list? I genuinely can't find this thing. Oh, okay. Okay. I had to take my time. I found it. I don't know which one it is now. I just like here in the middle. Okay. Oh, this is a throwback. This is early City Hall days. We would just sit here listening to our nice little lobby music. Sometimes the emotional RP is great, the most hard-hitting RP you've seen before. So many of us got the feels. Basically, cop gets murdered and they go tell the partner, and it was all full in depth. The bad was no one let the streamer in on it, so she got hit pretty hard and was crying. Oh no. They all felt bad for her. Well, I've been practicing since like ARC, so I can connect and I can be the character for like 5 seconds or longer if need be. And if it demands it, like my character would be crying. Like you can hear all of the wavering in the voice. And then the stream would have to check on me because it's like, oh my god, are you okay? Like you're crying? It's like, no, I'm in scene. I promise you, I'm okay. But I know the effect like that emotional RP can have on people because you don't know what's happening on the other half of the stream. How what's happening now, it could somehow connect to something that happened in their day. Oh, see, that's why I could never, because I'm like, I have VODs of when I was genuinely crying, like, because my character, she was a kid and she lost her mom. There were genuine tears, but then when they asked me, I was just like, just to make sure everyone knows I'm okay, I'm like, I'm in and out of character. No, I'm okay, trust me, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. But there's like tears down my face. It's just like, yeah, because I could do that. I'm fully in tune with this character's emotions. This is where I'm at right now. And I'm like, I would be so embarrassed if people saw that raw. Ready now, lurk mode engaged. Thank you for streaming that. Good. See, for Kelly, she wasn't like crazy depressed, but she was like, the pressure. She was starting to get like a little irritable. But it's just like the thought of not being able to talk to Priya, that is very saddening. Because I do like to talk to her. I feel safe with her. She has been my go-to to confide in for the past 2 months. So it's just like, now I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm not just taking a step back away from the relationship. I'm taking a step back from my best friend in the city right now. Priya's Kelly's best friend. And Kelly definitely has like friends in passing, but there's not too many people that like know her or sit down and have like these genuine heart-to-heart conversations with her. Like, yeah, she dabbles in a lot of groups, but she's not a part, like a member of these groups. A nice perch, salmon, mackerel. Don't nobody want that shit. Or maybe that's like good punishment if she wanted a way to, you know, feel worse. Yeah, let's do that. If anyone, because now we got hookies and pearls, if anyone ever makes that trash, we need to have them arrested. That shit should be illegal. It'll make you forget your troubles. Yes, because she'll be vomiting. The poor deputy is waiting for PDM open. They're still there. We could always go out for a drive. We got the poster to hang again to let people know, hey, we extended city council registration another week. You guys want to sign up? Yeah. Anybody? Please? Can we get 2 more signups? Well, this is good. We're begging people. It would be very nice if the Chief Justice showed up. The convo Lloyd and Mick were having before Pearls opened was good, but you didn't set up metal properly, so you didn't get it recorded. Just naming off fish and chip menu stuff and getting excited and drooling. That's kind of like how I felt with the creamery. Coming up with all the fun names and descriptions. Like, that's why, like, when I saw the menu that was posted outside the business, I was just like, I think I need to do more. So it's like, this was an option for me to make. I'm already ready to go. Like, working in the creamery is so much fun. The menu, like, coming up with your menu is honestly not work. It's fun. You bet Kelly's been liking not having... Yes. Yes. Is he gonna stay on vacation? Eric showed up, and there has not been any threats of boomboxes or dancing in weeks. And I might have to re-roll that Deputy Baker. I have no idea who that is, and I have not seen them. So I gotta get back to the creamery. I gotta get back to the station and ask them about that, because I'm like, I'm supposed to reset the menu again, and I don't know who this person is. You just have your PD patrol focus on Vespucci. No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Kelly's got more deputy mayor stuff to focus on, because she heard when she came by PD that someone was saying she invited herself to their academy. And it's just like, she was saying more so like, would I be able to accompany on that? It would actually be very good to understand, like, this is how the LSSD works. This is how they operate. This is how they train their deputies. Because typically everyone's first stop when they get off the plane, they come to City Hall with their frequently asked questions. Anyone who's interested is just like, can't tell you. What's their hiring process like? Don't know. How do they operate? Your guess is as good as mine. Are they based here in the city? Yes, we can tell you that. Yeah, so I hope I didn't give people like a negative understanding of what oversight from the mayor's office is. It's like, we're not going to come in and say like, no, 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 no. We just want to understand, how does your department work? And if there's ever an issue like the issue that Romeo brought to Kelly, it's just like, what do I do with that? I can be a friendly ear to listen, but there's no effective way to push this up the chain. I can voice it and then they can just do whatever with it. So that's why 3 departments. Pillbox, Health and Wellness, LSSD, Health and Safety, Mayor's Office, Health and Efficiency. Making sure that when complaints like that come through, they're heard and handled in a timely manner. They're not just being thrown down the wayside. And maybe we can point people to like the right department. Like, we know internal affairs exists. And then if people ever say like, how when the Vagos said they left me sitting in the bay for an hour, and how like Pillbox can say, no, that's not our protocol, this would never happen in this situation. It's just like, it's not just them saying it, it's like, we can attest to this. We've seen this. This is not how they're trained. This is not how they're trained. And this is not the type of behavior that they enforce. It's just like right now, we can't comment on that department. We don't know anything about that department. We could tell you that what happens in the mayor's office, and that's, you know, you come to town hall on Saturday and you get a business alcohol license or a event permit. That's it. That's what we do. So it's just good to know that we can do more for people. And I think it would help foster a better understanding between the departments. Like the same way we have town halls so that way government can talk to the public, and we leave a spot so if the other government departments want to talk, I think we should actively make room to talk with these other departments. Like, we shouldn't just be seeing you guys when you show up at town halls on Saturdays. We should be in constant communication with each other. So if like there's any issues, any stop gates, we're made aware of it. We're all on the same page. It's not just someone's bringing this to your attention. It's just like, oh my God, I had no idea. Because I've talked to 2 deputies now, and they told me that they had no idea about Hell Week. They were sick that week, and it's just like, what? Like, ooh, this is bad. He was hanging with Lloyd. Haven't seen him since the first week of Romeo. Been chilling, starting up on PD. It's nice to see new deputies. Because I know for a long time that they were operating with a skeleton crew. Grandpa!
Hey, kiddo.
Yes, I was hoping I would get to talk to you tonight.
Oh, God.
Why? Why? Why?
Always something.
Okay, well, we could... There are 2 matters that we can talk about. We can talk personal or penal.
Let's leave the penis out of it. Let's talk about personal.
I told Priya that I wanted to take a break, like a clean break. I don't think we should date anymore.
Why that? What's going on?
In the past, she told me at the beginning of the month that it would feel more so like she wasn't going to bring up the relationship again, but I feel like for the past 2 weeks I've been hearing nothing but the relationship. Like she's girlfriend material, or asking people to like re-emphasize it in front of me, that we're a power couple. She even brought it up to an EMT that came here. What's that feeling in your heart when you're standing next to a particular person? She made it sound like a health condition at first, but he had to tell her, no, that's love. And then she directed the question to me, like she's pressuring me to talk about it when it's supposed to be my choice to talk about it.
Oh, making you uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then her friends would approach me and talk to me about it too. So I'm buying a car at PDM. Let's talk about you and Priya. Or I'm just here trying to remember the thing about the departments. I'm here trying to talk or organize a meeting with the governor's office. Let's talk about your relationship with Priya. When are you guys going to make it official? Just And this is like every other day. So I just feel constant pressure, and it feels like I'm at the point where there's only one right decision to make. Say that we're girlfriend and girlfriend, or like now it feels like I'm going to be letting the whole state down because she's got all these friends and they really care about her, and I just seem like a selfish bitch. But I'm like, no, it's not like that. I care about her. I would have liked
You
it
just
if,
don't want to feel the pressure.
yeah, I would have liked it if like she gave me the space like she said she would give me, so that way I can think about it and I can come to the decision on my own. And then I told her about the government departments, and she had the meeting with the governor for me. She said it was mainly about her bills, but like, would a councilwoman take that up? So how do the 3 government departments interact with each other? Or is that like something of the mayor's office? Because she knew I wanted to do that. And it felt like she did it for me, and she apologized for overstepping, but it feels like when she hears a problem and she just immediately jumps into action, she tries to fix it without even being asked.
I get that. Even the power gone, or the alleged power she feels, is getting to her head.
Because she would say she's the second lady, and that they're jokes. I'm interviewing someone at the creamery, they want a job, and she's announcing that we're dating. She told you that. She told Uncle John that. She told my cousin's ex-boyfriend that.
Oh, I never took that to heart because I prefer to hear it from your mouth.
Yeah. But I feel like everyone already knows about it, and I consider dating like kind of something that's not exclusive. Because I dated a lot of people, and I'm like, I didn't tell Uncle John.
Yes, you did.
What? Why would you say? Okay, but yeah, I've dated quite a few people, but once I'm serious about, and not to say I wasn't serious about Priya, but it's like, once I'm committing into this like as a full-fledged relationship, something that I want to pursue long-term, that's when I would approach you guys and I would say, hey, this is someone that I'm serious about.
I get that. But you did date a lot of people. But that ain't your fault. You're so pretty. And lovable. What there not to love about you?
Yeah, and I still love Priya. I love talking to her and confiding in her, but I feel like if the pressure doesn't stop, it's going to get to the point where I don't want to be around her. And I don't want that.
I get that.
Because even at the rally before you got there, her brother brought up the relationship, and then they both kind of just stared me down. Like, so are you going to comment? Are you going to say something? And it's just like, we're not supposed to be talking. It's just nonstop.
I get that. Well, if you find yourself down, you can come talk to me.
Now I just kind of got to figure out what to do with it. I think I could just focus on the fashion stuff for a while.
Get back to business.
Thanks,
I always found that pulling your head well, knuckling down into your work, always divert your attention to other things. Get your mind off it. But you're gonna make the best decision for yourself.
I really didn't want to hurt her feelings. That's why I did not tell her over the weekend, because so much was going on.
Well, so be it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
getting irritable. I was like, I have to tell her something.
That's fine. Now, what about a penal code?
So Danob said that he spoke to you, and you wouldn't add
Listen,
the ones for business
the
licenses?
moment you talk about Mr. Doorknob over there, just the hairs on my back go up.
He's taking it for remember when he wanted to be all dramatic and it's like, I'm gonna resign my council position for opening the mail. That's when we decided he's gonna work on business licenses. So like unauthorized operation of a business.
Yeah,
if you
he
don't have
came
a
to me and I
license.
explained to him, now I ain't gonna change my position on it. If the city hall made their own license and stuff, that I ain't the person back to be running up every time they make a fuck up and then they think I'm gonna fix it for them. They should have thought about stuff before they just jump into it.
No, that's what the governor. So they were giving out leases at the governor's office, and then they said City Hall is supposed to write the documentation. So yeah, they got Bryce. They wrote the documentation, but no one ever thought. So what's the consequence if you don't have the license? Nothing. So why do people need the license? There's literally
The
no
thing is,
enforcement
that's the city
behind it.
bylaw. That's the city bylaw. The way I sees it, that is not a constitutional issue.
No,
The
penal
way
code.
he putting it, like I need to change the constitution and the penal code, that is not a law enforcement issue. That is a licensing issue. That is a bylaw of the council. Now, like I told him, the SPA and their lease agreement should be putting penalties over there. And they're the ones who should be penalizing people if they don't have the licenses and comply.
Well, so they say it goes through the state.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the penal code, the same way there's one for unauthorized practice of law. So this is unauthorized operation of a business. Because you would not, if you didn't have a bar license, you can't practice law. If you don't have a business license, you shouldn't be selling.
Now the thing is, that is a judicial issue.
Well,
That's
they have
not
one for
a
medicine
matter
too.
of council.
Yeah, because the licenses, that's not a council issue. So that's why I told them, like, when you guys are voting on it, it's a state thing. So they don't even need to have a vote on it. The licenses, this is approved through the state. Everyone needs to have
The problem
one.
is this, listen, the licenses for the businesses is within Los Angeles. Am I right? It is not for up north.
No, it's for
south
everyone. That's what I'm saying. The governor's office gave the mayor's office permission. We issue these licenses statewide. If you have a business up in Paleto, this affects you too. If you want to throw an event up in Paleto, that's how we just talked about it at the town hall. This affects you too. You now need a permit issued from the city on behalf of the governor's office. So the same way Pillbox has the contract, they can work throughout the entire state. Same thing as the LSSD. That's how our contracts and permits work. It's statewide. It's not just city.
Now you expect the LSSD to go and give people fines for that. That ain't in their purview.
No, but they can be formally charged with it. So it wouldn't be their job
And
to go...
who's going to formally charge them?
Well, that's why there would be something in the penal code, but we would have people here at City Hall. It's their job to do the investigation. If they go and they investigate a business, they want to see to make sure you have your proper licensing and paperwork. If you do not supply that, then that's when you can send the LSSD. They need to be formally charged. Like, it's an infraction. It's a misdemeanor. Like, especially if you're issuing alcohol to minors, you're knowingly doing that, you're not checking IDs. That could be a felony, like mass distribution of alcohol to minors.
Yeah, but that ain't contrary to, that's contrary to state law. It's not a business, what you call it, how do I put it? That is like a common law. I mean, drinking alcohol to minors is always going to be offense.
Well, no, it's just someone that's not 21, because everyone, hopefully...
Yeah, but I mean, the police can handle that. The police is not there to handle business licenses.
No, just the fines if they're operating without it.
The thing is, if I want to look at it the other way, and that thing come to court about a business, I'm gonna chuck it out because it ain't no law.
Exactly.
Because there was never a law to start with to say that you need a business license. Because somebody just decided we're going to have business licenses.
That's what the governor's office, they said, same way they need to get a lease. So we
but
didn't
it
just
wasn't
decide
done.
it. Yeah, we have it. We have the terms and conditions and everything. So
Now
you need to
suddenly
review
they
that.
want me to put stuff in the penal code for them to cover their ass.
I realized it, and I realized there's no enforcement behind it. So yeah, people
Yeah.
weren't looking or scrutinizing. But if you need to look at the business license and if there's anything out of compliance, yeah, put it through judicial review, same as everything else.
Yeah. I don't see myself putting anything in the Constitution for this
No, not the Constitution.
or the
This
penal
is
code
not the
because it's
Constitution at
not
all.
under the purview of the police. The penal code is for the police. That law about the thing is a bylaw because it's handled by council. There ain't no law to say that the council can handle this, but they got jurisdiction.
No, not. It's the same thing as the hunting laws because they're out of city. This is the whole state.
That's why that's in the Constitution because it's statewide.
The business licenses are too.
By which law?
If you operate a business in the state
No.
of...
Answer the
they
question.
didn't put it
By
in the
which law?
Constitution.
Correct.
I see what you're saying.
So they just chucked it in, and it's like backpedaling. It's in like hindsight. Oh, we just do that. Oh shit, we messed up. Now we need a law, but it already instituted illegally.
Yeah, well, that's why no one's been charged for it. So nothing illegal has happened yet.
Yeah, because the SBA was meant to have their own act, and they were meant to have their own stuff in, like the medical department.
Or now
Fire
the lifeguards
department.
want to get established, so they need to get their own thing in.
Even the lifeguards, if
Yeah.
they're gonna run independent, they need their own act.
Well, see, this is a new
So the
year.
SBA was meant to provide me with their own act.
Everyone's kind of learning this as they go, Grandpa. If they need to have an act, I can help write that up. I can work with a council member.
Yeah, so why don't you help the SBA write up the act?
No, because I didn't realize
Because-
that's what the issue was. So it needs to get formalized in the Constitution, and then
Yeah.
it can be added to the penal code. Because right
Correct.
now there's... Okay, yeah, he said that no, we can't add it, period. So he didn't explain all this. I understand it now. It needs to be an act
No,
in
what
the
I
Constitution.
explained to him is it ain't gonna be done just because you're telling me to.
Uh,
I ain't under anybody's pressure to do nothing that I don't feel is correct,
I
and I will
respect,
stand by that.
I respect that. I don't operate under
At the
pressure
same
either.
time, they ain't gonna put me under the pressure to sit and write their laws.
No.
That comes as a proposal. I may amend it,
Yeah.
or I may reject it. That is under my choice, depending on what I see.
So just before we start working on it, do leases need to go in the Constitution as well? Like you don't own this property without a lease, or is that okay? It's just licenses.
Everything the SBA Act has got to be an SBA Act.
Oh, okay, so everything that they do up there needs to be
Yeah,
covered now?
everything, and how it's handled, who handles it, who's got jurisdiction over it, who deals with it, how it's dealt with, how the license is issued, are there any penalties, who enforces it.
Okay. I think the best person's on it because Robert has been hired at the SBA, so he can get a lot of those questions answered. Okay, I understand the process. I'm more than willing to work within the process. I understand it now.
I ain't against it, but I'm against people just trying to fucking things up and then thinking that I'm going to put them down on my table. I just wrote the whole stupid hunting act.
What what about Gemmas?
I use that as reference.
Oh,
It's the
you
same
have to-
thing,
Yeah, okay.
but you get it.
No, I get it now. So it's not a
Yeah.
no. We just have to fix it top down. You have to go all the way back
Yeah,
to the
It's
beginning.
got to go through the right channel
Yep. Okay.
because I don't know what they do.
Okay, so this is probably
I
going
don't know their business because it's not legislated. If it's a state, it's just, it even got to say the governor may employ or utilize any function of the Los Angeles City Hall to issue such permits and whatnot. It's got to have the whole breakdown.
It's like hearsay. Locally, everyone knows they come to us to get these licenses, but it's not officially established anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be like something to say with like the SBA.
I get it. It's like I was reading the old Constitution, something like the better revenue business or the better business bureau.
Exactly.
I got it. Yes. Okay. Yep. I'll get it fixed.
Like I told Mr. Blaine, I ain't gonna be influenced by nobody. That's not how this works. I am partial, but at the same time, people gonna mess things up. You ain't gonna click your fingers and think I'm jumping at you.
No, I get it. I see the whole picture now. So yeah, you can't just
I
put
might
this
be
in.
I might be the second most powerful person in the city, but I ain't using it to my advantage.
Would it be third? There's 2 governors.
Same thing.
Oh, you count them as like one package?
They stay on the same layer as each other. Whatever.
Okay. Alright, so you might have 2 acts. Amber's gonna reach back out to Dr. Dakota about the medical tools. I gave her 2 scenarios to work with. Like if someone got in a surfing accident and they scraped their foot, you should be able to clean the wound, bandage it, and help them back to their feet, versus if they bust their head on the rock, they're not responsive. You need to clean that wound, stabilize them, and then transport them to pillbox. So if there's any special kind of like training or certification they want them to have for that, then
Yeah, and their job is restricted to a beach.
yes, only
No
to
side
the
roads,
beach.
no sidewalks, no nothing.
Yes. So if they're a subdivision of pillbox, that's already covered.
Because I can tell you what they're going to do. They're going to abuse that power
No, that's covered under the
to revive people, bandage people up in certain situations. You're going to get them dirty apples.
See, that's covered under Director Bridges, but if they're their own department, then that's covered under the mayor's purview. See, because that department will be established under him, so then the mayor's office is in charge of regulating it.
Yeah, I still won't allow them to infringe on the medical rights.
No, it's only the beach. Only a beach-related incident. If someone's injured in Little Seoul, they don't bring them to the beach for you guys. They need to go to pillbox.
Yeah, they don't get to transport them or do nothing to them because they're gonna be held in a civil trial. They're gonna be paying millions in damages.
Well, see, that's why they want the vehicles. So if someone is critically injured, they can transport them to pillbox, and that's where their service ends. We got the patient here. So you don't want them to transport?
No, they should be calling the EMT.
I figured they were just trying to help out. So if like EMTs were spread thin and they were up in Chile,
Yeah, this is the thing they don't want to. They want to be by. Number one, they want to be by themselves. Number two, they don't want to be controlled by anybody but themselves.
no, they've never said that. Like
They don't want to. They don't want to be under the hospital regulations, and that is my concern.
no, they do. But from what Stephanie's told me, I think Dakota, he only will trust her because he has trained and worked with her. But any newly trained lifeguard, he does not trust them to like respect the same protocol. So
I
it's
get
just
that.
extending the medical supplies for everyone and trusting that they
Yeah.
won't abuse this. That's the stopgate that we're at right now with that.
Right.
And that's why I'm trying to get everybody in communication with each other. And sometimes you got to give a little trust to get it. If it is abused, like trust that we're not going to let this go unchecked. This is a department that the mayor's office established. And we really want it to go well because then that opens the conversations for like a fire department. But if this goes badly, like no fire department, no university.
Well, it don't really open because the fire department is already an open issue. It's constitutionalized.
It just doesn't have a head. And
Exactly.
according to the governor's office, like the mayor can appoint
Now,
that head.
If
Why do that when the
I
lifeguards?
would
is
say if
crazy?
the lifeguards was any way clever, whoever wants to head that should go and head the fire department. Because nothing stops them from doing water rescue.
They already. So just cross it because they already have facilities, keys, all of that. They're just
For
either
what?
for the lifeguard. You haven't seen the facilities?
No.
Yeah, they could do their own hiring and everything. They're just missing the act, like you said. Like, they're retroactively doing it. They're not doing the paperwork in the foundation before these are getting started. That's what
I'm
I
just
talked
saying,
about.
though, we got a fire department, nobody there, but we want to talk about lifeguards who's going to sit there doing nothing most of the time.
Grandpa, a lot of people get injured on the beach.
You mean just Priya?
No. Someone that I knew a while back, he busted his head on the rocks. Like, surfing causes a lot of accidents out there. Sharks, there have been sharks, like, so close to the coastline.
I know I got chased by one.
Yeah.
I just got on the surfboard and blasted that sucker.
See, I was on a jet ski. I was happy I was able to get out of there.
I was gone. I'm like, Ain't you getting peace on me? I'm gonna beat you like a red-headed stepchild.
What? No, you're gonna leave. It's a shark. Okay.
Anyway, back to Mr. Danob. He's like, what am I gonna do?
No, I
Should I go
understand.
tell the governor that you're telling him he can go suck his own dick or something?
No.
I said, that is not what I said.
No, he's just saying that you won't add
Don't
it.
put words in my mouth because you're gonna piss me off.
He's saying that you
And
won't
then you'll
add
get
it.
absolutely nothing from me.
I think he thinks that you want it. I don't think he understood why it needs to be established in the Constitution. It makes sense. There needs to be something supporting this. Like, why do you need to get these licenses? Who is issuing them? Not just, well, here's some teeth to enforce
and the
it.
problem is it's in retrospective. It's in retrospect, which is the issue. Because they created their own monster. Now they want to backpedal.
Yeah. I thought that when I got my lease and then I was told I needed to get a license, I was just like, shouldn't that have been the other way around? So yeah, it's been going on for a while now, but that's why it's better to like try to clean it up before it snowballs out of control. We barely have a dozen.
Especially with the
businesses.
housing coming.
Yeah, so. And that won't need an act, right? That's okay? Okay. So yeah, I will work
Because
with
there ain't no lease conditions, it's a purchase. It's a straight purchase.
Okay. Yeah, I'll work with Danob, because he's doing this to help me with the mail, so I'll make sure that we get it on track. And, like, you've seen my legislation before. It'll be something like that.
It is fine.
And they voted on a couple things at the last town hall, so I'll put it in city legislation for you to look over. They even voted to bring the seats down, mayor included, but they wanted to try this 1 week extension.
Now I'm gonna laugh about that because I done told the mayor it's gonna happen.
What, bring the seats down? Or not enough people
because
interested?
I had already, and I have already got an alternative to it in place, which is just sitting on my desk, ready for printing.
Do you want to share? What's the alternative?
No.
Why? I want to... Because right now the governor, she does not think it's a good idea, especially with the tourism initiative. But right now, we don't have interest. Look at the history. The first election, 4 people ran, 4 people sat. Almost no campaigning. Then the sheriff's election, that voting mattered. The mayor's election, voting did not matter. Last election for the council, 5 people ran, 4 people sat. Okay, voting was relevant in that one. This one,
And
only
here's the
3
other
people.
problem: is your timing is always it's out. You gotta make sure that you're covering for all the time zones. You can't just be having it at like 8 p.m.
Oh no, we're moving the town hall this week. It's gonna be at like 5 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna
Gotta be
early.
around about 3 or 4 p.m.
I mean, that's at the same time as the academy, but we can shoot for 3.
Yeah, but that academy ain't gonna be every week.
Okay. No, that's why we want to alternate on a weekly basis. So 1 at 9, 1 at 4, 1 at 9, 1 at 4. We want everyone to be able to access these meetings.
Because if you look at the EU stars, 4 p.m. On the EU is about 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So you're pushing the boundary already.
That's why Jerry asked if he would be able to do it with a proxy. So a council member is allowed to have a proxy. Mayor Marino said it was fine, but they shouldn't always expect to miss every meeting because they're late. So we are moving.
Well,
them.
that's the problem. Council making it late for you.
No, that's why we're moving it.
Now maybe the council needs to, where the majority is under the EST stall, they need to adjust themselves and come a little bit earlier to facilitate other people, so them too can get in there, and it ain't every day past 2 in the morning, like now, 3 a.m.
Yeah, we're gonna try our first.
You
early
see what
meeting.
I got to do to come and work?
We're gonna
That's what
try.
I do.
We're gonna try our first early meeting. We're gonna see how it goes, just like we tried the open session, and that was a disaster.
Well, I'm not being vicious about it. I'm just saying
Oh, no, we want to.
we're gonna look at things like this.
Yeah, because like Jerry.
Everybody got to have fair and equal opportunity.
Yeah, Jerry's only ever made like 2 meetings, and I
I
tried.
think Mr. Clark will be a great counselor,
And I tried opening the.
but he
Kool-Aid.
ain't gonna be around because he's not gonna be up at 2, 3 in the morning.
What? Actually, no. Yeah, I've seen Jerry like first thing in the morning.
Yeah, well, you see me first thing in the morning too.
What?
My morning.
Yeah, I'm like it's pretty late for me.
Late for you. Imagine how I feel at 3 a.m.
What's with the
Shit,
time?
I'm about to sip my coffee. Delicious.
Were you just marinating it in your? You don't have a cup.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. My mouth making all noises
Oh, it's the anticipation of grabbing.
because I
a
love
cup.
my coffee.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of citizens that don't get representation, so
Delicious.
hopefully I'm hoping that they'll show up. I am.
Uh,
Because attendance has been low these last few town halls.
well, how many came on Saturday?
People were in and out, but consistently there was maybe 3 to 5 people.
Oh, that's terrible.
Very.
Problem is, people too busy with their own stories and that they don't want to listen to that nonsense because it don't interest them. Until something does, then they want to make a hoo-ha about it.
Yeah. Or like we should have notes after the meeting. It's just like you can come to the meeting. Like having input at the meeting is better than just yelling about something that happened at the meeting when you could have been there.
Yeah, I wouldn't put any notes up about it, so people got to come and get it. They got to come and listen to it. Otherwise, they're just going to find out. You get what I'm saying? Because if putting out stuff when there's like a report back, you ain't showing no interest. Why should you know? If you care enough, come to the meetings.
You get up, you make it.
Yeah. And I bust my eyes doing it too. That's why I gotta wear them glasses.
Once I at least tried to help, there's now a town hall itinerary binder. So I'll fill the binder with what's on the agenda each week. So if you're interested, come to the meeting and talk about it. This is what's on the agenda. This is what we're talking about.
Well, I'm currently just waiting for the technician on the MDT to get hold of me and set up an appointment so I can look into the MDT to get that bail system going. Because the legislation is about done. I'm just fine-tuning it. It'll take me a couple of days, maybe a week or two, just to think about. I stay ready till they give me the answers. Damn.
I wish you could tell me this legislation for the council. Because, like, are we wasting our time, like, moving the number to 6? I feel like we're wasting our time then.
I think you're wasting your time for anywhere from 8 to 6.
Because with the
I
governor
feel
was,
like 4 or 5 is the right number.
the governor was worried, like, with all the new citizens that should be arriving, there's going to be a lot of areas that does not have representation, then we're spreading them thin. So it's like, instead of such a drastic change, instead of cutting the council in half, let's do a small shrinkage. If they can handle 25% off, then we'll do it again, if necessary.
But guess what? They couldn't handle that.
No, they cannot handle it, no. There are no
How many
elections.
people on the new election law?
Only 3. So that's why we said
Yeah,
we're
they
going to
is.
hold off. They
And
voted.
how many is going out?
There's 4 seats, and we only have
Yeah.
3 people. And then one person,
Exactly.
I heard from Dean, he's only been in the state about a week or 2.
Well, that irrespective.
Yeah, they said, even new
Because
people,
they got the right.
they can have good ideas.
Yeah.
But what we
Also,
want
nothing disqualifying them in any constitutional issue. Was represented. Hell, you can get off the airport right now and represent.
Yeah, that's why I have my legislation. The governor said they had concerns about the quality of the candidates during the mayor's election, so as you saw, I worked on some guidelines. Because it's
Yeah.
weird, you just step foot in the state. You don't know enough about the people, the climate, how business is done, but you're going to be their advocate. Like, they don't even
Now
know
that
who the
would
chief
be an
justice...
addition to the Constitution,
Yeah.
because a guideline ain't the law.
Okay, well,
A guideline is just that. It's a guideline.
yeah, that's why I added guidelines for
But-
the registration
yeah,
process.
but I mean, you can send me them guidelines. I can think about adding something to the act above in the city council elections section.
I sent it to you. You didn't read it?
Maybe it's in my paperwork somewhere.
Yeah. I said this isn't, what I'm going to push, but, these are just some ideas. Like, it's a whole written out piece of legislation.
Exactly, it was just ideas. I ain't a formal request.
Well, would it need to pass,
Yeah.
vote? Well, yeah, you could still read over it. That's why I showed it to you, but I know
I mean, you
not to
can
bring...
push it as the vice mayor. You don't have to go to the council for this.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'll leave another copy on your desk if you wanted to read through
Yeah.
it.
I can look at this.
Yeah, because as far as registration goes, the only guidelines is just, would you come to a town hall? Can you speak? Can you let the public hear your platform? So even if you only hang one poster, at least you've spoken publicly once. You've been to a town hall. At least you've made an attempt to come to the debate that we want to schedule on the first day of polls opening.
Because that was the issue with the last. Nobody did no canvassing.
Yeah. During the
It was
mayor's
just
and the
more a case of,
sheriff's.
oh, I like that guy. He funny.
Yeah, popularity contest.
Yeah.
So that's why for the council election this month, really tried
The
to
thing
change the
is-
stigma.
Now you got to remember, it's a double-edged sword. Because you make it too difficult or too laborious, nobody gonna want to do it. Because they be like, I ain't gonna get out there and talk for 10 times, and I ain't gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Because people just want positions for nothing.
Exactly. And if they can't even put that energy into campaigning, you can't hang more than one flyer, you can't talk
Yeah.
to the people you want to represent, do you really even want to do this? Like what you're doing right now, that's the easy work. Once you're in here and then you have to start writing legislation, putting acts together, coordinating with all the different departments, that's when the real work begins. And if you can't even just handle the campaign,
Exactly. There's got to be a campaign trail.
yeah.
Got to hit the high roads and the by roads. Get on your horse and ride.
Yeah, that's what my day's been, other than a
Oh,
testimony.
you got the PO from Miss Kelly Open Manos. What's her name? Manos.
JZ361, I think.
I don't need you to think. I need you to know.
Let me double check. I'll pull out my notebook. I haven't used it in a while, so. Like, she gotta come around for me to use it. That I could be like, yo, I'm 100% sure. But
What do you think about that woman?
I don't think she comes around enough. It would be very hard if she was Attorney General.
How you know I'm talking about Attorney General?
We had this conversation before.
With who?
Me and you.
We did.
Yes.
Why your name?
Yeah, I'm right. JZ361.
Yeah, I kind of was kind of worried about time span. I need somebody like her.
That's what you're saying. Just you wish she came around more. And you've been trying to schedule a meeting with her, but because she hasn't been around, it's hard to get that meeting.
Well, I did see her, but like she said, she ain't around for 3 days out of the week. And I was gonna kind of offer her the DA position, but then she straight up power slided, like she wouldn't do less than ages. It's a little bit power hungry for me.
Yeah, I get it. You want them to work their way up. Just like when I started working for Mayor Hazelwood, he didn't just say, hey, you're my vice mayor. I need a second. I was chief of staff. I kind of like worked up.
Uh,
I loved the RP.
Cause I decided like I won't go and just tell you, listen, I'd like to offer you the AG position because I wanted to just kind of suss it out first. That's why I was kind of leaning towards the DA, and then she straight up just like, I ain't gonna do that, blah blah blah. I see myself, and then AG. Because she says she like a justice in some other state. I'm not going. I don't want no proof of that. But at the same time, she might be good for it because she got a strong head. The problem is just the time. The bail system gonna get us real busy.
I hope so. This place used to be bustling with lawyers, and it was kind of sad. They went to the PD just to sit in the lobby.
And that's where the problem's at. And that's why I'm putting this act in place. Because we need to. If we don't try it, we'll never know. I'm trying to bring the footprints back in.
Oh yeah, I love what you're doing. I think lawyers are gonna have work to do.
Now I know what the PD thing, but you're giving because now we're doing the whole expungement thing. But that's to free up the MDT and give people another chance. There's a lot of people out there that regret what they did, and there's some that might take advantage of it, but that's fine. It ain't gonna be 2 minutes before we find out who's who. Before they're back doing all them egregious acts and stuff, and being nefarious. That won't take a hot minute. And some people might even think, oh, well, we're allowing more guns on the street. Listen, there's enough guns on them street already. I don't think people even care about licenses. Because who checking it? Only time they get checked is on a traffic stop. But I'm giving everybody, so that it's fair and impartial. Besides those with the hot trial charges, a chance to regain their life, maybe take a different direction. At the end of the day, I'm going to do everything that I think is good for the state and the state of the state, because that's where my allegiance lies.
Well, of course. Judicial is like the backbone of the state.
Exactly. And I ain't gonna let anybody ride up my back with their personal agendas. But I'm gonna call them out on it. I'm very direct when I need to be. You can ask Mr. Doorknob.
Dana?
That's what I said. Not that I don't like him or anything, but you know when somebody just charges at me, I put a big old shield up. Blam! Deflect.
Well, I think that a lot of people misconstrue people's like first intentions because you just come in hot, you know what your agenda is, you know what you have to get established, but then it's just like, okay, I understand you, but here's the formal process that you need to go through. And it's just like, why all this? So yeah, some people just don't understand the background, sometimes the paperwork to make these things happen. Just like putting on events in the city, everyone just sees the events that I throw, but they don't know the constant communication, all the moving parts, the people I have to contact.
Exactly.
They don't know the work behind making this event happen. Yeah, so I think it's just, explaining it to people, breaking it down. Sometimes that's necessary. And then
I didn't see you
understand.
put a recruitment thing up. You didn't put a recruitment thing up for the city hall yet.
I told you I can't work on it till today. I'm working on it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember.
Don't put that pussy thing in.
What? Don't be... No, I'm not gonna
Don't be a pussy in there. I was joking.
Are you sure? I think it shows character.
No, I think it shows like we're loony.
Did you want me to keep rehanging the...
That's for
the
my
bail
sideshow. Yeah.
one? Okay.
Maybe we gotta get that bail one into the city bulletin.
Okay.
I don't know if you got access to this.
Yeah.
So that not every, the problem with the POs is it's covered up real quick.
Yes. That's why they said that they did not see the posters I hung every other day about the council.
So I believe like this is an important one that's reflected within the state and for it to be in the main bulletin.
Yeah, I can get that done for you. Do you want me to do it the Monday before so that way they know how they have 3 days before this goes into effect?
No,
Or do you want
can
me to
put
do
it
it a
up
week
for now.
before? So that way they know next week, come ready with your money, this is when they're doing
I'll give
it.
them enough time. I can tell them, listen, you had 2 weeks or 10 days
10
or whatever
days.
it is.
Yeah, from today it's 10 days.
Don't tell me I gave you 3 days short notice or whatever. I'm giving them enough time to think and enough rope.
Okay.
Now I'm doing a little social experiment at the same time.
People will not... I hung that flyer about the council election every other day for 10 days. And it was on the city bulletins as well. But people still said that they did not see it. They had no notice about it. I was like, how? How is it even possible?
It's because they're not paying attention.
Like, they can see all the events, but they didn't see the one about the council.
No, I know what it is. It's called disinterest. Like I told you. They're disinterested until something affects them, then they all want to be interested. It's too late by then.
Yeah, like we want to bring down the seats now because of the lack of interest. No, now we care. Like, we'll sign up. But...
Anyway, changing the number of seats and stuff is easy. It ain't a big thing.
I know. It's just a matter of changing one number, and you were just waiting for, like, the mayor.
Well, you gotta change them numbers about 10, 15 times. Because it's mentioned right through the acts.
Aw. I really wish he would have came to this conclusion. I did not see it going any other way.
I spoke to the mayor. I told him I knew it already.
Same. I thought it too. Remember, we talked about this.
I've been through situations like this. I know what I'm talking about.
I read the legislation from last year when I was digging through for like permits and business licenses. So I've seen it. I've seen the elections, the response to elections. It's not going to change.
You know what? I think we're going to be the first state with an actual bail system.
Cool.
They're operating their criminals solely on bail. We're going to make history. I just think it's really stupid that the police do all the job. No wonder we got no work. You want to go down to the PD?
Sure.
Come on.
Oh,
We
my
gotta be
radio.
workers in the what radio? Oh, the boombox.
I thought lobby music. was nice.
And this lock is gonna come off this door.
Why?
I don't want it being locked no more.
Then just open it when
You
someone
better
comes to
tell
work.
no. You better tell the mayor.
I think it makes sense.
This is a public this list. There are enough locked doors in the city hall. The main one should not be locked. This is a public institution
But
where the public have freedom of access.
But unlike the PD, where deputies should be on duty 24 hours, or the hospital, where you should get 24-hour medical service, the Capitol does close. Like, once everybody leaves the building, nobody should just be waiting around a corner for you to come in. That happened to me this morning. There was somebody already in there, and then they just kind of, like, stood behind me while I was writing letters. So that should not happen. Like, when you come in the morning, you're the first one to open the door, there should be no one in there just waiting for you. Like, maybe with, like, a hacksaw or something.
Pull out a car. You got a vehicle.
I think Carly's here. Oh, there's Robert.
Carly. Who's Carly?
The buggy you got me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What's up, guys?
How you doing there, Mr. Dano? Good. We gonna ride in Carly. Look at her.
She's so pretty.
I love this car.
I bought a new car. I bought my first car from PDM with my own money.
Oh, good.
I got a Mamba.
Uh,
Yeah, 'cause like Vice City Mambas. So I thought it would be so cute. A car named after my state.
ain't gonna ever be better than this one. Look at this thing, still going off all this time.
She did break down a couple times, but she always got back up again.
Listen, it's affordable to fix it. It's cheap. There's
no,
parts
very.
everywhere for this thing.
Very.
Worldwide.
Really?
Plus, you can't beat a bug for cuteness.
I think it depends how you get her decorated. Because some people, they make some of the ugliest cars.
I know, right? Now, just think about it. You the cutest girl in the whole state with the cutest car. And they make you a cutie pie.
Facts don't lie.
Facts. The blame.
Oh, one
Oh,
thing.
I seen Mr. Maxwell again.
Yeah. He was. You said
He
he was
seems to
opening
have
for-
he seems to have popped his depressed head up again. You know, I like that guy, but damn, he make me feel so down. Sound like he dead inside.
Well,
Like
maybe
talking to a tombstone.
it probably has something to do with how he left.
And I think he holding on to that stuff, and I would suggest he let it go.
Yeah, he tried to do something.
Because we don't want none of them old stories cropping up again.
Yeah, he tried to do something unconstitutional. It didn't pass.
Yeah,
It
like
stopped.
I said to him, it's time to move on.
Yeah, like no one's pursuing any legal charges. Like,
Yeah, he carrying on about, oh, if I did this or I did that. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, we moved on. Then he continued talking about a whole lot of other stuff, like, people still hating me, and they saying this, and I'm like, nobody even mentioned your name. Ain't nobody talked about you. Well, none of my circles anyway. I don't know about yours, but kind of feel like you got a whole lot of self-pity.
Yeah, they brought it up at the town hall. Issue with the business licenses. I could have said, well, when Bryce left office when he resigned, he took the business licenses with him. I just said there was an issue with the term change, and we did not have access, but that issue has since then been sorted. Yeah, like no one tried to pursue legal action. Mayor Marino reached out. He got the keys back.
Yeah, like I said, Jim, what you worried about? Live your life, boy. Ain't nobody pressed no charges against you, so why you carrying on about it? It's like you want something, you wanted attention.
I mean, if he wants charges.
Ugh. I'll be happier than anything if I don't hear about nothing. I don't listen to people's rat-a-tat and gums flapping and stuff like that because that's all it is people's gums flapping because they got nothing else better to do.
Oh,
All them hearsays.
you just listened to me talk
I
about
listen.
Priya.
I listen to facts. And the fact is you told her. And that's the fact. That's different. That's personal stuff.
Oh.
Listen, I'm too, what do you call that? Desensitized to emotional issues. When you're fighting a war, there's people's arms and legs lying all around. You get desensitized.
That sounds horrible. Huh?
It does sound horrible, but that's the way we train. Otherwise, you're going to stop fighting and sit there and cry about everything. I ain't about that. I'm about continuing through the mud, focused on the job.
Because, like, while you're crying, they could shoot you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I get them crying because I'm handing out a bowl of whoop-ass. I'm unwavered.
I see.
You think we just old people? That's your problem with the young people.
I don't think
They
that
don't know what we've been through.
You served after the war. You served as a deputy. Well, sergeant, right?
I served
Yeah.
and I served in the wars and I served as a deputy.
Yeah.
Now I'm serving my country. I'm still serving it.
You're very limber.
That's what Martha said.
Hello.
How you doing there, Sheriff George Madison? Madsen.
Doing good. Just updating an SOP.
You updating the SOP?
Yeah. Well, I wrote it up yesterday. I'm just amending it now into our SOPs.
Good. What's happening down here? I hear you got good numbers.
Not too bad. So more than average.
The question remains: is they staying?
Hello.
No idea.
How you doing there? Hey, Walker.
Hello.
How you doing, Mr. Walker?
I'm alright. How are you?
Crashed into me lately?
Oh my god. I was just telling cadets about that story. Putting the fear of God in them, sir.
Good.
Indeed.
So, George, I'm going to send you documents for the proposed bail system. If you can read it and get back to me if you got anything to add to it.
Yeah, of course.
And then also, I sent Kelly Kelly, you got that? You received that thing, right? For the legal cause.
For the bail system?
The attorney's
flyer?
course at the university.
No.
I sent you the file with the course material. I told you to put a nice cover on it.
Yes. Yes. That is on.
Did you read it through?
I told you, Easter weekend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forget. Getting too old for this shit.
Oh wait.
Anyway, like we said, don't forget we're gonna send deputies on that coast too there, Georgie.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
The LSSD gonna pay for them.
Grandpa. Grandpa.
How much is it gonna be?
It's gonna be 500.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Did we have a meeting like a half hour ago today? Monday, April 21st, 9 p.m. Eastern?
No,
I think we did.
no, we didn't have a meeting. We had a convoluted conversation.
No, a
of
scheduled
times.
meeting.
Oh, I don't know. Did we?
I
With whom?
with the governor?
Oh,
I think George is supposed to be at that meeting too.
Wasn't that on Saturday?
It was moved because everyone forgot about Easter weekend to
It
today.
was moved to Tuesday.
Today.
Is that now?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, damn, I thought it was Tuesday. Anyway, best be heading out then.
Yeah.
It's good seeing y'all.
I'll send you the documentation.
Yeah. No problem.
Uh.
I'll look over it.
Also, I'm gonna need half your money. We'll talk about it.
Nice seeing you guys.
Thank
See you, Waka Waka.
Bye.
Bye bye. I told her about it.
You wanna see how she drives?
Don't worry, Sheriff. You only need half anyway. Let's go.
You're driving. You sat in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I don't want to drive. You get it. Kiss my ass. I think he was swearing at me. I'm gonna call him out on it.
Okay, so I forgot all about that. I gotta hop off and go to this meeting. I forgot. I'm like, oh my god, wait a minute. We did say that. Like, Easter weekend messed me all up. You say that when you leave the sheriff's department? See, Easter weekend, it just screwed everything up. I forgot too for a second. I was like, wait, today's Monday. Don't you love holidays?
I hate holidays.
Oh. Well, if I knew you wanted some colorful eggs too, I brought some to my uncle, and I hung with him a little bit, but he wanted to hang with his friends. They were watching TV. He's very relaxed at home. And I brought him more milk.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so at least the breakup RP got to be streamed. I'm happy that you guys did not miss that epic ending to Priya and Kelly's story. And I'm so sorry that I've gotta drive all the way back to City Hall and then leave you lovely people. But I should be back tomorrow, and we gotta find something for Kelly to do, you know? Life post Priya. I mean, she's not gone, but they are taking a step back. Like they said, friends, just in time. But we will still talk. looking at the light. Can I get on the highway? Can I do that? I just really want to get on the highway because this is, let's try it. Let's get on the highway. I normally get on back over there closer to the sheriff's department, so I'm hoping this is the right highway, or I just did dum-dum. Because I need to be able to merge. Or I'm used to the merge. Yeah, see, it don't even say what... I'm not trying to go on Olympic. I think this is the wrong highway. I don't want to go on Olympic. I want to be on the... Is this Del Perro? I'm so confused. And I'm low on gas, so I don't want to get this wrong. That's La Puerta till Del Perro. Okay. Okay. Oh no, this is the wrong way. Shit. See, because I'm forced to take the exit, and I don't want to take the exit. Damn it! I thought that was wrong. And then when I realize it's wrong, I always take that illegal turn, and then I go back. But I don't want to do that when Grandpa in the car. Oh, you can go up there? I thought you had to stop at the line. I feel so bad. I was just like, yeah, when I said, I had to. Oh my god! Just squash my little Bucky! Promise, I know where I'm going now. Promise. See, that's how I normally get on the highway. Then I could take it and I can merge onto La Puerta. I could have did that. I already messed up though. I didn't want to get back on the highway. Okay, Carly, what was that? Twas a great Easter egg hunt. Sis? My brakes weren't working. That wasn't my fault. Sis? Got you. See, I didn't think that this would require a whole act. But it would be cool. Like, I've written one piece of legislation. I think this would be a fun test. Because I just thought, okay, so we have the licenses. We just need the enforcement. No, you gotta go top down. You need to justify how this whole process works. It's like, oof, this is gonna be a big one. It's like doing the BBB all over again. So luckily there is something to read over, because this legislation has existed before. So there should be a base. And they should have something about business licenses, because they're the ones that issued it. I just think maybe there should be an expiration date. Maybe every 6 months you renew. So it'd always be like with a new mayor's office, because the terms are only, is it 3 months? But it just feels a little weird. You just have one business license and it's just good for your entire lifetime. Not even your car registration. And you paid to own that too. But look, we made it back to City Hall. Thank you guys for making sure I got back safely. Appreciate it. Did not run out of gas. I didn't think we would. I calculated properly, else I would have just given this ish back to the valet. Yeah, I'm gonna get us parked up and I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna raid Amber. Is it Amber? I'm gonna raid Amber. Cause I don't know if there's anyone else streaming. Let's see. Is there anybody else that's streaming this? Oh wow! Alright, so we just left the sheriff's department. How about some cop RP? You got Mr. Nate Geo on duty. That's a rare sight to behold. Back. Let's get this raid going. Yeah, you're gonna run on inside. Initiate it. And thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate it. It was a light Kelly day, but I hope it was short but sweet. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but maybe I'll be back, maybe. Let's see how the events turn out. I don't got trucks. Did he just lock the door on me? No, he wouldn't do that. Someone locked the door when they left. Was it me? Yeah. I'm outie. See you guys later.